Seeing that it's a little after 6, I'm going to open up the Town of Northwood Board of Selectmen meeting, April 11th. First thing, DJ?
Here.
Scott Bright, I'm here. We're expecting the third selectman, Rick Wolf, but hopefully he'll be here in a little bit. But right now, he's not here yet. First thing is, do the Boy Scouts want to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance? So, the first thing, I'll have the public hearing and then we'll do citizens forum.
Sure.
If that's okay with you?
Yes, sir.
So I'm gonna just open up, we have a public hearing tonight, and the notice was posted in the, at the post office, the library, and, town hall, and on the website. The Northwood Board of Selectmen will hold a public hearing at the Northwood Town Hall on Tuesday, April 11th, 2017, at 6 p.m. to change the name of Towel Road to Paradise Lane. So I'll open it up for public comment. Is there anybody here that was here to speak about the road?
Mr. Chair, we have the owners of the private road, the Gutmans. If you'd like, they can
Would you like to
speak
come
about
up
it.
to, come to the table, or just want to speak in the microphone? What's it?
The road is just the driveway,
Yeah.
and it was just given a name. From what we were told, they had to name it something, so they named it after the original owners of the property. So we
Okay.
just wanted a more neutral name.
Sure. All right. Thank you. Is there any other public comment? Seeing none, I'm going to close the public hearing. Do you want to make a motion to change the name?
I'll make a motion to change the name of Toll Road to Paradise Lane.
I'll second it for discussion. Yeah, I just had a couple questions. I'm fine with the name change, but how does this affect 911 and?
The Gutmans have already done some basic research on this, and for 911 purposes, they had to make sure that there was no other street in town named Paradise Lane, which there's not. After the board makes a decision to make the change, I go to 911 and then deal with the post office and make sure everybody knows that the name has been changed. We have the contact information for that person.
So you've already reached out and did?
Yeah, they actually reached out to us a little bit too early. So we're going.
911, you mean? Or?
Yeah, they called us last week and said, "Hey, we heard you had a name change."
Now, who's in charge of putting up a sign? Is that our responsibility, theirs?
That's a private road. That is the responsibility of the Gutmans.
Okay.
But yeah, at this point, there's Rick. At this point, we just let 911 know.
So, all right.
And it's official.
Oh, here's Rick.
Sorry, I had an emergency.
Oh,
All right.
everything okay?
Yeah, just got from Portsmouth Hospital to here.
So we had a public hearing, to request a name change from, Towel Road to Paradise Lane. It's a kind of private road. So I was just asking questions about, make sure they were gonna contact, the post office and, 911 emergency communications. So, with that, we got a motion by DJ, second by me, and did you have any questions?
My only point of it was when I saw it was that if these people change the name, how many more people are gonna come in and wanna do the same thing? You know, I just don't wanna get into an epidemic of people wanting to change road names.
Yeah.
This is the only house on that. It's like a driveway, correct?
It's our driveway.
It's basically their driveway.
It's basically your driveway.
Yeah.
We only have
I just don't want to open up a can of worms, because every time a property sells, somebody's going to change the name of the road to their name or another name. That was my only concern when I looked at it.
It's all on our property. It's just a driveway.
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
Okay.
And they picked a neutral name, they're not,
Right. That was my only concern when I had looked at it.
Okay.
End of discussion, I guess.
Okay, you ready? All in favor of changing the name to Paradise Lane, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Nope.
Motion carries 3-0. Okay.
I guess the other people, their last name was Toll.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to the original agenda. Anybody here for citizens forum? Did you want to introduce your scouting troop, or?
So we can. This is Troop 312 from here in Northwood, and the boys are here tonight to work on their citizenship and the community badge, as well as their communication badges. It's a requirement for them to attend a public meeting or a town hall meeting or something along those lines to fulfill the requirements. So we'd asked Mr. Barr if we could attend, and he said yes. So we're happy to be here. Thank you guys.
Okay, that's great. You guys got any questions? Okay,
Thank you for bringing them.
yeah, great. Welcome to Board of Selectmen. All right, anybody else for public comment? Okay. All right, next appointment, do we have One Sky Community Services here? Would you like to come up to the table, sir?
Sure. How are you?
Very good.
My name is Chris Munns.
Yeah.
I'm the Chief Executive Officer of One Sky Community Services, and I'm sure some of you, if not all of you, and many of the people listening are going, who or what is a One Sky Community Services? And that's a very fair question, because over the years, we haven't done a really good job of explaining to people what we do, and that's why I'm here tonight.
Yep.
We are a private, nonprofit New Hampshire corporation. We've been a part of the seacoast in this area since 1983. Through our contract with the state of New Hampshire, we are the area agency that's designated to provide state and federal funded Medicaid services to eligible individuals with developmental disabilities or acquired brain disorders. Northwood is one of the 24 communities that we serve in Rockingham County. We're currently providing supports and services to about 33 individuals and families in your community. In total, we serve about 1,000 individuals across the entire 24 towns that we support, and we receive about $22 million from the state of New Hampshire to allow us to do those services. We're very grateful for that support. That funding enables us to provide a range of services that include what we call early intervention supports to families of young children from birth to age 3 that may have been diagnosed with a developmental disability. We work with the local school districts, including those here in Northwood, to assist children between the ages of 3 and 21 by offering them and their families in-home supports. And then at age 21, we work with the individual to develop a service plan to meet their needs, and we work with the state of New Hampshire to get them the resources they need to provide for their support. We work with the individuals to help them find somebody that could actually deliver the services to them, connect those people with those service providers, help them manage the providers, and then help people find meaningful employment. As I mentioned, we get $22 million in the state of New Hampshire, and over the years, unfortunately over the years, that funding has not really kept up with the demand. What we're seeing is that more individuals are living longer. It used to be if somebody was born with Down syndrome, as a parent you were told that they wouldn't live past 30. And we have individuals with Down syndrome now that are in their 50s and 60s. The mortality rate among high-risk newborns has declined, which is a good thing. We're saving more young babies. Unfortunately, a lot of times that means that they have issues that they live with for the rest of their life that we have to help them with. I'm sure you've heard about the incidence of autism, which has increased by about 11% per year since 2005. The other thing that we are facing is there's a lot of talk in the press about what's going on with mental health or the lack of mental health services. We end up with a lot of people that have a dual diagnosis because they know that they view us as a safety net and they can get supports. So overall, since 2006, the number of people that we support, and this is statewide, has gone up by over 50%. And our budget today is 6% lower than what it was in 2015. So we're working with our legislators to try to make them aware of that, to address them. We've reached out to the state representatives and the state senators representing Northwood. So we're working with them, but what we're also trying to do is get out to the community to let people like you and others in your town know that we are out there and hopefully know about the work that we're doing. We're trying to develop more partnerships with local businesses and other human services groups in the area. And wherever possible, we're trying to raise money on our own to meet to fill the gap that exists. I've got a handout that I'll leave with you that talks about what we do, and it talks about something that we've just started. It's called the One Sky Readiness Fund, and it's really intended to be a vehicle where we can collect money from interested individuals, interested businesses, to fill that gap in funding that exists. I mean, the kind of things that don't get funded by the state are real and meaningful employment, training, transportation, which is a huge issue, dental services. I mean, it's the one thing that's not covered by Medicaid. It's a real significant issue. And then there are other activities like camps for kids and enrichment activities that all of us take for granted, but a lot of the people that we support don't have access to. So I guess I want to just leave you with the fact that we are the resource for any families in Northwood that have an individual with a developmental disability or an acquired brain disorder. If they have any questions at all, they should call us. Our phone number is 603-436-6111. Our website is oneskyservices.org. We're always willing to talk with folks. And, the last thing that I wanted to just ask was what we would like to do, and we've had similar meetings like this with other towns, is we'd like to see if we could get on the town warrant next year, asking for some funding, direct funding support from the town. I know a lot of the towns do that. I don't know if Northwood does that or not, and if you do, we'd like to kind of get in the queue for that and see if we can get some support. But other than that, I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have.
Sure. So you said currently you are providing services to 33 residents in Northwood?
Yep. Yep. Individuals and families. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I get that. And out of that amount, and then you receive, I'm assuming you get that money through grant to Health and Human Services, or are you contracted through them? Or?
We're contracted through the Department of Health and Human Services. Our money comes from the legislature through the Department of Health and Human Services.
So you probably, they put out an RFP and you guys put in a bid for it? Every, I don't remember how many years it is. I think it's every 5 or 6 years we get what's called redesignated, and then we basically have that contract for that period. And we've been doing this since 1983. So one of your questions was town warrant. We do donations for human services.
Okay.
For like, typically what happens is programs that indigent or low income people go to. We do that.
Yep.
But that's we usually do that around budget time.
Okay.
And then it's probably a good suggestion if we're gonna have a new one to put it on a warrant article.
So that would be something we'd want to start talking to you about in the fall?
Yeah, we're SB2, so we're like, probably get going a month or so earlier than traditional town meeting towns.
Okay.
So, but, I would be, I'm speaking, and, does the other board members have any questions?
No?
No, I did a little homework. I know we do serve some people in town, and
Yeah.
in the past, they've used our community hall for some services to meet with people and stuff like that. I don't know if you're aware of that, but
I wasn't. No, that's great.
we have a community hall at the other end of town.
Oh,
and
great. I'll make a note of that. Maybe we could do that again in the future.
So, yeah, I know I'm speaking, I think I'm speaking for the board that we'd be happy to entertain putting something together that you could put before the town
Okay.
next year.
And in the other towns that I've talked to, it's typically, you need like 20, it says, it has to be a citizen's petition, so it's about 25 signatures. Is that how it works here as well?
It doesn't have to be a citizen's petition, like if you could request us to put it on a warrant
Okay.
article, we could do that. I mean, we can put
Without a
warrant-
petition.
Without a petition.
Okay. Great.
What I was gonna ask you though is like, do you have like some kind of formula, like what you like look for per person, or like sometimes when we have other organizations that come up like a per person rate.
We haven't done this before, so we haven't done it at all. And we haven't gotten that sophisticated yet. We need to think that through. I mean, I think what we were doing was kind of, just preliminarily, we were looking at what in some of the other towns, what similar kind of agencies were getting, and we were saying, okay, that, a couple thousand, maybe. But that's a good point. We should figure out what that equation is.
Because, I'm just asking, because when you explained it a little bit, I know a lot of times with the state, if you're providing a service, usually they're looking for people in different regions to provide that service, so they'll put out like, I don't know, like a request for proposal, say, do you want to bid on providing the services, but you're saying you don't do it exactly like that?
No, what happened, we have an annual contract. Right now, it's an annual contract with the state. They give us a certain amount of money per year, and then we have to manage that with the people that the 1,000 people that we provide services to. And then the next year, the legislature basically says, okay, what makes it easy is that the budgets each individual that we serve has a budget allocated to them.
Yeah.
And what makes it easy, but it's also one of the challenges we're facing, is those budgets never increase.
So the state gives you a lump sum per
They give us a lump sum per person, and then our job is to work with the family and the individual to figure out the most effective way to spend that to get their needs met. And like I said, the money doesn't go up, which makes it easy to do the math, but it also makes it much more difficult because we're dealing with some budgets that are 20 years old that, just don't get as much mileage as they did 20 years ago.
Would you be available when we get to budget time to come in and explain your program?
Yeah,
To
absolutely.
the budget committee?
Love to do that. I would love to do that. Let me, I don't know if I'll leave my card behind.
You can just leave, yeah, just give Joe a copy. I'm interested in getting a card, but make sure Joe's got one.
No, we'd love to do that. And,
Because that would help, you get questions and
Yep,
that would help explain to the budget committee, why we would be doing this.
great. Yeah, no, anything like that we can do. As I said, we haven't been good about getting out and talking to folks like you, and we really want to make sure that we do that because it's a partnership.
Well, I know that in my opinion, one of the problems with the state is there's not enough help for the people with mental illness and stuff. They kind of fall through the cracks.
Right.
Sometimes if you can take care of that problem, you can kind of control it a little bit.
Yep, no, it's a huge problem.
Oh, all right.
All right?
Anything else
No, I
Okay.
appreciate your time. Thank you for the work that you do for your town, and enjoy the nice weather.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming in.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, let's see. I hope I'm pronouncing this right. You introduced a Gottman Family Paradise. You have some,
That was the family that just came up about
I
the
know,
name
but
change.
you
Oh,
have them on as an appointment and a public hearing.
Yeah, they were going to come in and talk about the road.
So it's the same thing?
It's the same thing.
Okay, so they, oh, wow, see, you said we wouldn't get,
No, you're blowing right through it.
all right, hey, come on up.
You got me to pass them down?
Evening, I'm Daniel Barnhart, I'm the commander of VFW Post 7217 here in Northwood.
Dan's also my next door neighbor.
Yeah, he's also my neighbor. Whatever he says about me is probably true. Two things. First, I'd just like to say, this year we'll be adding 8 flags along Route 4. So we'll take a total of 55 flags this year. We'll be along Route 4. We'll be going east and further into town. So I just want to put that out there. We'll be up to 55 flags after this year. Don't know how much more we're going to expand after that. Labor to put them up in time is quite extensive to work that many flags with a small post. The project here I'm to talk to you about today is we've decided to honor our veterans in town. Some of these cemeteries in town are very old, and we want to start revitalizing some of the veterans cemeteries. One of our gentlemen, Richard Duchette, has been working with the cemetery trustees, and they've identified a Revolutionary War grave site of a Mr. John Bickford. He was in the 1st New Hampshire Regiment during the Revolutionary War, and he's buried over at the Canterbury Cemetery in Northwood. Our plan this year, between now and probably late summer, early fall, we hope to clean up his grave site, replace his stone with a period-accurate stone, something that's legible. Once the stone is in place and the site's cleaned, we're going to have a ceremony, and as I said here, we're going to invite some dignitaries from around the state. Don't know who's going to show up, but we're going to invite them. We're also going to invite the 1st New Hampshire Regiment, the New Hampshire National Guard and Air National Guard, the DAR, and obviously the press. We're just basically informing you of what we're doing. We've already liaisoned with the Cemetery Trust, and they don't have any problems with what we're doing.
Yep.
So I just want to let you know what we're doing, so if you hear anything about it, you know what's going on, and let the town know what we're doing.
Anything I can do to help you with it, or?
No. We posted, once you may have seen in the Suncook Valley Sun, we posted a notice of what we're doing to see if there's anyone who has a deed to the property or, a relative. We had no response. We're going to post it at least once, if not 2 more times, before we do any work, just to make sure there's no legal issues. And the best thing, this is going to cost the town nothing. This is all going to come out of our VFW money.
Okay. Did you, anybody have any questions?
I think it's great.
Yeah, good job.
And if it's successful this year, we plan on, funding depending, we'll plan on continuing every year, doing another site every year.
Awesome.
Did you, while you're here, did you have anything about the Memorial Day?
We'll be doing the parade same way we did last year. The parade will start here at Town Hall. We'll end at the Northwood Congregational Church next to Co Brown. We find last year that worked out real well. Hopefully the weather will be better this year. We're going to have it outside next year if the weather, or this year if the weather's good.
Yep.
Same date, same time. The only thing difference is we're taking the route back to the original direction.
Well, it used to stay, it's always started at Co Brown and come here.
Many years ago,
How many years, because,
20 plus.
yeah, I was gonna say, because
Yeah.
I've been here 20, and I'm like, I don't remember parade going.
Now, back when they had horses and cows in it, I was told it started here and ended at Co Brown.
Yeah.
It seems to be a nicer facility down there with the lake in the background to have the ceremony. And we have our guest speaker already. It'll be Sergeant Major May from the New Hampshire Air National Guard. He just returned from his, I believe, 2nd or 3rd tour in Iraq. He'll be our guest speaker.
Oh, that's great. Great. Did you have anything else?
No, I basically want to inform you what we're doing, and
Joe's good.
I was just going to ask Mr. Barnhart when the program was going to start to revitalize the cemetery lot.
we've already started it. We're doing the planning right now.
Okay.
Depending on weather, we're not always spring chickens, so we can't get out in this weather. So So, once the weather improves a little bit better, we'll actually do a site survey.
Cool.
And get someone who knows how to do these gravestones. So we're trying to get as close to a period piece as we can. From our understanding, most of the old ones are either wood or granite. So once again, funding dependent, we won't do wood, but, get granite or something that looks like granite to replace it.
Well, thanks for coming in, dear. Have a great night. So next thing on the agenda is the ball field contract. Is that under unfinished business?
Yeah, I wanted to give the Board of Selectmen just a heads up. I've been pinged a few times on this last year, now coming into this year. We're still reaching out to a contractor to level the soccer field out there as a way to, we were extending the baseball diamond construction contract onto the soccer field and having that leveled out.
This is a second soccer field.
This is the big soccer field up on next door to the baseball diamond.
Out back.
Out back where the ledge was. My concern is that if there's no contract signed, if work starts, I'm afraid that with all the blasting and excavation, the town may be held liable if somebody gets hurt. Again, I've reached out to the contractor but haven't heard anything.
Well,
And I don't want to step on anybody's toes,
No,
but
but wait.
it's my job to make sure the town doesn't get in trouble.
well, wouldn't that be covered under our insurance?
We're the big dog, so if somebody, yes, it would be
All right,
because it's on
well,
town property, but
I'm-
lawsuits are
I guess
not
my
something we
question
wanna do.
okay, we would, this is money for the ball field, so we would be awarding the contract, correct?
No cost.
Oh, somebody's gonna do this for free?
Do it for free for the,
Yeah,
to
this was-
excavate the gravel out of the pit.
Right. This was the.
To bring the
this
field
was
down to the
he
level
wants to
that it
blast
can be
for the
used.
con-
So does that person have the proper insurance and?
Insured, but we need something signed that says we are not held liable. With blasting and grinding and excavation,
Asking us to, so that you can put something together to send it to him to sign it, or you just haven't been able to get him to sign it?
I haven't been able to get him to sign it. Again, I don't want to step on anybody's toes, but if he's unwilling to sign a contract saying we're not liable, I don't know if the selectmen should have anybody up there when you're blasting and excavating. If somebody got hurt, we're the big dog and we'll take the lawsuit.
All right,
Just giving you guys a heads up.
did you, not to get into a discussion about legal, but did you consult the attorney on this at all?
I did. I sent the contract to the attorney, let him know what the board wanted and what the contractor wanted. She actually drafted the contract that we want signed.
Okay,
So it's completely legal and
Just
in
waiting for
every
him
way.
to sign it.
We just need him to sign it.
And I agree that he's gotta have some sort
I-
of contract to sign.
I guess I gotta say, one of the agreements is he's gonna, do the work in exchange for the product, basically, that he's gonna get from there.
Yep.
So, it's kinda like, I think it's mutually beneficial, we're getting the work done and he's getting the, stone and stuff, but without that contract in place to, protect the town, I don't think we can go ahead with that.
That's my concern.
I just
I mean,
don't,
it's a signature, it's not like we're asking for too much, I don't think. What do you think, Rick?
Maybe we need to have him come in and talk about it.
I mean, it's
Find
just,
out what the problem is, if there is a problem. If Joe can't get him to sign it, then we need to have a discussion about it and try to figure out what's going
I mean, I'd
on.
like him to do the work, definitely, if he's willing to, but I can understand his concern as far as being liable too, without a contract.
And again, it's my job to make sure we don't get in trouble. So that's what this is about, is making sure the Northwood is covered.
and, my other question was, okay, yeah, that's, now that you bring it up, I got some concerns with that right now. Okay, I'm not, I,
No.
No, she kept raising her hand, I was just letting her know, so taking comments at this time.
I think we just let it be, and hopefully we can negotiate it and get it done, and if we can't, we'll have to do what we have to do.
And I did send the contract back to him today. I didn't get a response, but I did send it back, just reaching out again.
Okay. All right, thanks for the update.
Yep.
I guess it is clear understanding that nothing can move forward until the contract. Does the contract basically say that, there's no liability to the town?
That's what it is. It's no liability to the town, and a small discount on gravel if we need it for the roads.
Yeah, basically it's everything that he wanted, except for we added the no liability part.
Yeah.
He stated he wanted the blast, but in exchange for the gravel, and he would give us a discounted rate on future gravel that we buy from him. But we added that when he blasts, we don't want to be responsible if somebody happens to get hurt while he's blasting. Basically, if I understand you.
And that's all I want, is to make sure nobody gets hurt and we're not in trouble.
Okay.
Could we all have a copy of the contract to look at?
Yes, I have 2 copies here. Oh, look at me, I have 3 copies here.
Wow.
I know it.
Good job. Not that we need to look at it right this second.
No.
No, but it's, yeah.
All right, so thanks for giving us a heads up. Get the contract. All right, so I'm gonna move on now. Next thing is, March 16th minutes. Did, anybody want to make a motion to approve any amendments or,
Motion to accept March 16th minutes as read.
Second?
okay, any discussion?
Nope.
Seeing none, all in favor of approving those minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those minutes are approved 3-0. And then, March 24th,
Motion to approve March 24th minutes as written.
Second.
any discussion?
Nope.
Seeing none, all in favor of approving those, say aye.
Aye.
Those motions, that motion also approves the minutes 3-0. Okay, do you have any, I guess we're into our assessing forms and applications.
Gentlemen, I have a stack of assessing for you.
Do we have a way to do these so that,
We're not here all night.
well, I didn't mean it like that, if we
That is
need
the
to
way you
be
meant
there.
it, Scott.
No,
Yeah, so I asked Marcia to type this up if you want to.
Does it have-
If you want to make a motion for all of these for the veterans credit, and then you can vote on one, sign it. Veterans, motion on all of these. Does that make sense?
are they all I guess my question is, are they all being recommended by the
I
assessor?
think the veterans ones are, I'm sure.
Like, is there any in there that would need to be denied?
There
or-
is one elderly exemption that is denied for lack of supporting documentation.
All right, could you break
Everything
that
else
out? Could you break that one out separate?
Of course. Wait for it. Sorry, guys, I had it all buttoned up and wanted me to tear it apart.
It's always a difficult one.
It's always difficult. 122.33, okay, there we go.
Well, let's start with the veterans exemptions. Could you break those all out separately?
Of course.
All right. I'm just gonna keep that as my cheat sheet. So here we go. Veterans credit for, motion to accept veterans credit for tax map 210, lot 53, tax map 234, lot 69, tax map 230, lot 82-4. Assessor recommends approval on all 3.
Second.
Okay, is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor of approving those, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. So 3-0 for approval of all those veterans exemptions that were just listed by Selectman Hodge.
Okay, so this is a recommendation for an elderly exemption and a veteran's credit?
Okay. Motion to accept elderly credit, elderly exemption and all veterans credit for map 224, lot 32.
And both of those are being recommended?
Both
Yes,
of those are
both
recommended.
being recommended.
Okay.
Second.
Okay, is there any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Approved 3-0.
You know, Judy's got a stamp. You want me to get you guys some stamps?
No.
Be awesome.
No.
Stamps aren't
Stamps can be abused.
What?
Well, this is elderly and veterans, is there 2 spots to sign or just one?
Is there 2 tabs? I think there's only 1 tab on that.
Okay.
The land use change tax always has 2. Okay. This one's just an elderly exemption?
Motion to accept an elderly exemption for map 232, lot 16, recommended by the assessor.
Second, is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Approved 3-0.
This was the weird one. This is the veterans credit is recommended. The elderly exemption is recommended for denial.
Okay, so I'm gonna break this one out separate. Motion to accept the veterans credit as recommended for map 122, lot 33, and then I'll do the other one separate, because we're denying that one, correct?
Second.
Okay, all in favor of approving the veterans credit, say aye.
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 Okay, so the veterans credit is approved 3-0.
Okay, so now motion to deny the elderly exemption as the assessor recommends denial for the same map 122, lot 33.
Second.
Okay, discussion, I actually have a question on that. On the document, is there, show me where it says deny, I just wanted to take a look at it.
Absolutely. Front page, is said it.
So we get the front page. So this one, okay, this,
I think that's the application for the veterans credit.
yeah. Because don't we have to sign when we deny it too? And there's a box we check deny?
That, no, I do have some of that right here. That he's only recommending the veterans credit, so you won't have you won't have a denial because it's all in one form, just like the other ones were all in one
Okay,
form.
so my question here, yeah, here it is.
It's not going to
Okay.
be,
So the veterans credit we're granting, this is why it's not filled out, because so we're gonna grant the veterans.
And deny, that's.
All right, hold on. If you discharge papers. Okay, so this was for a veteran's tax credit, right?
Yep.
Okay, and then there's a veteran's, he didn't do the veteran's exemption though, that wasn't marked off here? Okay, so all I'm asking here is where's the box for elderly and, because usually there's a thing that says that you would check denied.
on that particular one, I don't think there's going to be a denied because it's all in one form. You are approving
Actually,
something
there's
you're
a
not
box right
denying.
here, it says granted, denied, granted, denied, granted, denied. So, yeah, I think there is a box,
Elderly
But he didn't-
exemption, so we would just check
but he
denied.
didn't fill it
Oh, he
out
didn't
at
fill
all.
it in.
So why, yeah, so
Right,
we would check
so-
denied next to elderly, because that's elderly exemption and then just denied.
He didn't finish this.
He didn't finish the form.
When we did it.
Good help's hard to find.
So do we deny it anyway, or just leave it blank? You must have reasons for denying them if you denied them.
Oh, I know, I'm just,
I know, I'm just trying to help
I'm a
you out.
little,
I agree with you, it should be completed.
Yeah. I agree. Sign my name.
excuse me, did we, I'm sorry, I apologize. Did we vote on the denial?
No, we still haven't voted on the denial.
Okay.
Went through discussion.
So I'm gonna end discussion, for the record, I'd like to get a clearer understanding next time. If this section down here was supposed to be filled out, I think my gut's telling me it probably was. Without that, I'm gonna ask for a vote on denial.
I think if we're denying people, we ought to have a reason, it shouldn't just be a blank piece of paper.
Oh, yeah, it's,
That's my point of it.
well, there is, Mr. Ennis has also marked the box for the elder exemption on the PA 29 application form, which is the application here, P 29.
But he didn't submit documentation probably.
Yeah, he didn't submit the correct documentation.
So,
So he can reapply if we deny him now and he's qualified, he can reapply.
yeah.
Yep,
So,
basically.
you said under 29. Oh, okay, so he does,
Maybe he was confused when he checked both boxes, didn't realize that he had to apply for both of them.
on the application, I don't even see the box where we checked off for all the, oh, yeah, here it is, right here, okay. All right. Okay, any more questions? Seeing none, all in favor of denying the elderly exemption, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. So that's denied 3-0.
I'm sure if he submits more information and it's proper, it'll be considered.
Yep. Next one, land use change tax. There's 2 places to sign on that guy.
All right, motion to accept a land use change tax from map 210 lot 70 in the amount of $6,300.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor of approving that, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? It's approved 3-0.
I like it when we get money.
Who doesn't? That's 2, there's another one, Scott, don't forget the first page.
Thank you. Good job, you. Okay. All done with land use?
No, we got 1 more, well, 3 more.
Okay.
We got 3 properties in Northwood that they want a tax abatement. These are the SBA Towers Incorporated. They're saying that we're overcharging them for taxes. The town assessor says he thinks that they're wrong, and he is saying they want to deny the abatement.
Okay. So the motion be motion to deny?
Yep, and here's the properties.
And there's reason in there for the denial.
There's a stack of paper there.
All right,
But
so-
this is a company that owns cell towers in the town.
Yeah, this is the one that's
There's 3 of them.
on the
There's-
ridge,
there's
and the
3.
one,
There's 3 properties.
Motion to deny the abatement request for tax maps 216 lot 71, tax map 221 lot 39, tax map 41 lot 6. These are all
Cell towers?
cell towers that the assessor feels that we should deny for tax abatement.
And there's reasons why there.
So I need a second before we get into discussion.
I'll second it.
Okay, go ahead, discussion.
This is, yes, it says, "At this time, I recommend that the 2016 abatement request be denied due to insignificant information demonstrating overassessment. The materials presented by the applicant are limited to generic national average for radio and television towers as developed by Marshall Valuation Services. No attempt has been made to adjust the information provided to the specifics of the properties in Northwood."
So I talked to the assessor about this, and apparently this company will do that all over the country. They'll blast out abatements to see if anybody will bite, and then if they get a bite, great, they don't have to pay as much in taxes.
I'd say, I agree with the assessor.
They have a right to appeal if we deny it anyway.
I agree
so-
with the assessor too. I mean, if,
Let's deny it and
okay,
let them
all right,
take the next
Take the
step.
next move.
all right.
So, okay. All in favor of denying it, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries 3-0.
One.
Thanks. I was gonna get you a paper clip, but
It's right there. And then,
it's right here.
that's right where I said it was.
Okay.
I can do the next one.
Go ahead.
Notice to excavate. We don't need it. We can do it without 'em.
We can.
All right, so this is notice to excavate on tax map 217, lot 35, estimated cubic yards to be excavated, 22,500. Property taxes have been paid.
Okay.
Where's that location? Can I see it? You don't have.
Map 217, lot 35. It doesn't, there's no, it's just map location.
Did you get the last one?
Of course I did.
Well, I need a second before we can.
I'll second it.
Second.
Can't second my own motion. What?
I have some questions about this,
Okay.
because there's some pending stuff that's supposed to be done by the 15th of the month, and we're signing something that may not be in good practice of the board if we give this approval now and the other things aren't met by this person specifically.
You want to hold off until the next meeting?
I would until after that next deal passes to see if they come through on what they're supposed to, the agreement.
Yeah.
Because if we give him a permit to excavate, and then he doesn't come through on that agreement, and then he said, all right, you already approved me, I'm free.
I kind of agree with him.
I think it's a slippery slope, but that's my personal
If
opinion.
you think that there's an agreement that may alter this
Right.
plan, and you want to wait 2
Right.
weeks.
He has
I'm
a
okay with it.
deadline to meet, and other than that, it could be a cease and desist, and if we sign that now.
Then it
And
might
the
make
other
it
part
harder
isn't
for us
met.
to cease and assist, which I completely understand.
Joe's aware of what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I
Would
am.
you like to,
Do you agree with me, Joe, or?
I think you're right. There's another part to this that's not
would you
actually-
like to remove your second?
And table it?
Yeah, I'll remove my second.
Okay, you want to move your motion, take it back?
Yeah, I'll remove my motion to take it back.
You want to change it to a motion to table
Yeah,
this?
I'll
time?
motion to table the land, the intent to
Intent to
excavate
excavate.
map 217 lot 35 to the next meeting.
Okay, you want a second that?
Second.
Second. Any further discussion?
No?
Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, any opposed? Okay, this matter's tabled till the next meeting. Do you
And-
wanna do you wanna table it till he's met those other conditions?
Well, that's supposed to be on the 15th of the month. So when's our next meeting?
Past that, today's the 12th.
25th.
So it should be
We'll know,
yay or nay.
we'll know what's going on.
Yeah, it should be, you know, I'm not trying to be a meathead, but I just think we're
No,
opening
no, if you
a
think-
can of worms by approving that and not meeting the other needs.
All right, any more assessing documents?
No, you guys did an excellent job.
Round of applause.
Okay, somebody wanna make a motion to approve the manifest?
All right, so this would be motion to approve payroll manifest number 8 in the amount of $56,276.38.
Second.
Okay, any discussion?
Yeah, I'd like to make a comment.
Sure.
I know there's a pay raise included in this manifest by someone, and I have a hard time keep signing the payroll for the way it was done. I know it's a technicality, but, and it shouldn't have been done, but it was done, and it was approved by the voters, and sometime we need to have some discussion about it.
Okay.
Okay. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
I believe, Rick, that would have to probably be non-public.
Correct.
Were you gonna abstain or?
No, I'm all right.
Okay.
But I just wanted to have a talk about it, so we all know what went on, and we're all
Definitely
on
do
the
that.
same page, and
You can definitely do that.
have a good night, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Wait, you're missing the best part.
Thanks, guys.
Hey, have a good, nice meeting you guys.
I already signed this, so I guess I'm all set. I looked.
Hey, we gonna bike ride or all this shit? Yeah, we'll go soon. All right.
I see him out quite a bit around town. I recognize the face.
Okay, all right, before we do the purchase orders, I have a couple questions.
I know there's a huge stack.
So you got, I'm assuming you got all the purchase orders in here for the year?
We've done some of them.
For the year?
I'm
No.
kidding. Did you, are these broken out, like, are these,
They're one-offs. I have 2 for watersheds for the warrant
no, do you
articles.
have some that's like open, open encumbrance?
You didn't come in and sign those?
Like, what do you mean by open encumbrance? Like a blanket PO?
Yeah.
I think there's 2 in there.
No, actually, I didn't come in and sign those, I was,
We did like a stack of those when you were on things. Talk about all the stuff that passed and voted.
yeah, you already did those? Okay.
Yes.
All right, so there's 2 open purchase orders?
Well, some of them, I don't know if we've done them all. I know I signed a bunch of them one day.
All right.
Yeah, well, the stuff moving funds from one account to another.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, here we go. Rockingham County Action, this is a community support. They requested 9,300, but there was only 9288 budgeted, so we're just giving them what they originally requested, the 9288.
I've already signed this one. All right, this is the ones that
thanks.
we've
Still
done.
make the
These are all the
motion.
ones that we've done. Okay.
Yeah.
You still gotta make the motion.
I know, motion to accept the purchase order for community support funds in the amount of $9,228.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
These are all the papers I was
This is
talking about we
3.
signed. So now you get the chance to sign.
Okay.
These 2 are for the Article 15 and 16. The first is for Northwood Lake Watershed Association. They requested their first payment of $6,000.
Motion to,
So it's only the first payment.
Yeah, this
this is a blanket PO for both payments, but we're only giving them the first one.
yes.
Motion to accept a blanket PO in the amount of $12,000 to be made in 2 payments, the first being in the amount of $6,000 to the Northwood Lake Watershed Association.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries 3-0.
Next one, Pleasant Lake Watershed Association, they asked for $2,500 out of the Article 15 warrant, and then they're asking for the entire amount.
Motion to accept the Pleasant Lake Watershed Association PO
Yeah, go ahead.
in the amount of $2,500.
Second.
My question is
Discussion is,
how much is in that fund, and what are we expecting the other people to ask for before we start dishing out their money?
oh no, there's
I
two
thought that was
separate
a
funds.
designated amount.
Right,
There's two
I
separate
understand that,
funds.
but we added more to that fund, the second fund that this is coming out of, for Bow Lake and Pleasant Lake. It was 7,000, right?
It originally
And
was at
Dennis Pond.
7,000.
Have we decided how we're gonna break down that 7,000? That's all I'm asking.
Last year, we had a race to who got their POs in.
That-
Oh,
that's
wait,
all
wait,
I'm
okay,
asking.
so we created, okay, we got a request from Pleasant Lake
Yep.
for, how much did they
I
ask
think they
for?
asked for 2,500.
They only wanted 2,500?
That's
No,
all they asked for.
that's what Pleasant Lake asked for, and
Is that-
then
oh.
Dennis Pond asked for 35, right?
Originally, it totaled 7,000. The voters actually bumped it up to 10,000
Yeah,
on
and
the
the
warrant.
3,000 was supposed to be for Bow Lake if that was, the article got passed. I thought that was the.
All right, how much did, okay, how much did Janice ask for?
Yes, 3,500,
3,500.
And Pleasant asked for 25?
25.
That's gonna leave us, that's $6,000, that's gonna leave us $4,000.
I just give them half like we do everybody else until the second half of the year.
All right, I can turn this into a blanket PO.
So what,
and
you're
then you
gonna
can
just
do it in
cut
two
that down
payments.
instead of giving
No,
them it
just
all up
change-
front?
Just change it to,
Half up front, half and
change
half
it
like
to
we do everything
1250.
else.
right?
If I change it,
2,500, they want 1,250.
For the year,
Yeah, so we give them,
one-time
we
appropriation.
give them that now, and they do what everybody else comes the second half of the year and explain
My
to us what.
concern is if.
Theirs is less than everybody
If Bow Lake
else's.
doesn't come at us with an association to get more money, my concern is if there's, let's say, $4,000 left over, these two are gonna come back and start fighting over it.
you don't have to give any. I mean, once you give out, you don't even have to give them that much if you
All
don't want
right,
to.
well, okay, all right.
Because that's what.
Janice made a formal request and we created the warrant article.
Right, correct.
All right, their request was for how much?
35 in the beginning.
You're saying 30, the total was 7,000, they're asking for 25, so it was 4,500.
I think they asked,
45.
I believe it was 35, I could be wrong. I think it was 35, and then I think we were planning on giving Pleasant Lake 35 too.
They requested 25.
But yeah, I'm pretty
There's a
sure it was
warrant article
35 for Lakeshore Farm, I could be wrong.
No, yeah, okay, that's the one for Pleasant.
Janice Pond is
35, I believe, is
35.
what they asked
Oh,
for.
no, okay, let's go back to town meeting. Pleasant formally came into a selectmen's meeting
Yes,
and did the whole presentation, why they wanted it. There
Yes.
was actually people from Deerfield.
yes, that asked
So
for
when they
25.
came in and asked for the money, they asked for
They
$2,500?
asked for $2,500.
And we already knew that that Janice Pond wanted 35, so that's why we created the second warrant article.
Yeah, and then
Why
Bow
we
Lake
got this-
jumped in.
How we got the 7,000, I don't know, but I'm almost positive Janice Pond asked for 3,500.
Does Bo,
Bow Lake
Then-
was throwing
and then
in.
at that town meeting, Tom Chase
let me
decided
do
to
some
add
research on-
$3,000.
you know, I want to table these, and I'll tell you why. Because last time,
Asked for $3,000
last time,
for Bow
wait, did
Lake.
you verify that these guys are all registered with the Secretary of State as not-for-profits?
I know last year there was a
We
problem.
ran into that whole kit and caboodle last year, that some of these aren't even real organizations.
And who-
Genesis, they submitted documentation. I would have to go back and look at it.
I
What
fully
about-
support giving
Well, the
the
one
money,
for
I
Bow
just-
Lake doesn't have anybody it's even
That was why,
running it yet.
when we, at town meeting, that was originally why they added the extra 3,000, was for Bow Lake.
I don't really want to give money to somebody that doesn't have an organized organization.
Yeah, I agree.
That's crazy.
I think so too.
If they want to have a thing, they need to go out and register as a not-for-profit. I mean, if we're actually cutting checks for a couple $1,000s,
Let me,
I'd like to know where the money's, make sure it's not going in somebody's pocket.
let me get some verification.
all right.
I think they are,
Now,
but
we
let me,
know-
I'll bring paperwork in.
We know that, we know Northwood Lake is organized. Okay, so is Genesis, have we checked Genesis?
Genesis Pond is clear. I've checked them on the
They
state
have their
website.
purchase order?
They haven't asked.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, Conservation Fund, this is 50% of the land use change tax. This is the PO to move funds from one fund to the other.
Motion to accept moving funds from the Conservation Fund, 50% Conservation Land Use Change Tax for 2016 in the amount of $14,305 per 2016's auditor's validation.
Second.
Any discussion?
So let's make this clear. This goes to the Conservation Commission. They get a percentage of,
Yep.
Get percentage of all the land, all the projects, the tax that they pay to bring it out of current use, they get 50% of that goes into their fund.
so
The other
anybody that takes a
50%.
lot out and makes it buildable, they get a percentage of
Yeah,
that money.
exactly.
And
Yeah, of the land use change.
and the other half goes to the general fund.
Just wanted to be clear, thank you.
I want to be clear too, because
I wasn't quite clear, I wasn't sure, so I figured it was a good time to ask the question.
It's hot in here. Time to turn the AC on.
So all in favor of approving that?
Aye.
Aye. Motion's approved 3-0.
I knew they got money, but I didn't quite know the chain of it.
All right, next one is mutual aid and dispatch. This is the Capital Area Fire Compact. This is a big one, that's 41K.
I have a problem with that. We were gonna discuss that before we renewed this time.
Well, the contract was renewed before the budget was, we're gonna, when the contract comes up in this year, we're gonna go out and get quotes.
We weren't supposed to go another year.
It wasn't that long ago that we talked about renewing.
It's,
Coming up, we're gonna do that, but we have to do it well in advance. We can't do it 1 month and then say we're not doing it next
yeah, you
month.
gotta, we have
I
to
have to put
provide.
it-
Yeah, but that's
so-
for a whole total year. We had talked about
But
this.
you can't,
Right, I
you
think their
can't
years are
just
different, though.
switch that like that.
I
Yeah,
understand that, but we had this discussion long ago about, before we signed another contract, and that's for the full amount.
what I'm
Should
saying
have
was
had a
that
discussion before now.
it was too late to make the change. Now that we just talked about it this year, I can bring the minutes. We just talked about this relatively recently.
No, we talked
it was
about
a
it a long
couple-
time ago, too.
Back when we were putting the budget together, I thought,
No.
Yes, it was,
Yeah.
because I brought
I'll bring the
it up,
minutes.
this
that we
came,
needed to look at it, and I wasn't gonna sign for
because I
another one.
recall the whole thing, we were talking about Rockingham,
Yep,
and,
and UNH also has a dispatch.
well, the point is though, was during budget time, this came up, because we were like,
I'll get the minutes. And I agree, we should look into moving companies, but it was too late to move
Because
companies at
that
that
is a lot
time.
of money compared to what the other two charge. And now Rockingham has a repeater right on top of Saddleback Mountain, and they're not having any problem reaching our police department anywhere in this town.
I agree.
And Durham is 3/4 less than what that is, and they only dispatch for 4 towns right now. They're looking for other towns.
there's also, I'm just putting some facts out there. There's also, the capital area, is a lot of towns that are mutual aid towns get dispatched out of the capital area. So that's,
So why should we pay 41 when we can be paying 7 or 8 or 15?
no, what I was saying. It's mutual aid. I'm just, so if they dispatch, for example, if we go to another one, and when they dispatch, they only dispatch for the towns that, for example, Epsom, Stratford, Deerfield, we have mutual aid with. If they're using capital area, our dispatcher won't be contacting them because they don't have the relationship with it. I'm technically not 100% sure, but you'd have to contact that other dispatching unit
In
anyways.
other words, if we have like, correct me if
We're
I'm,
just gonna give $20,000 away
if
for
I'm
that
understanding this correctly, that means like, so if we have a big fire, we wouldn't be able to call in a town that's not under the same,
Oh, you would, it'd just probably be a little bit of a different, it'd be a little more,
Time.
an extra step. Per se. I agree with you, Rick, I'm just,
I agree too, we can at least look
Pointing
into
out-
the options on,
all right, so do we have did we make a motion?
yes.
And second?
Yeah, for
Okay, any more?
conversation.
Which is fine, any
My,
more?
my problem is now, Rick, is we have to enter this one for this year and then take
Why
your
do we?
consideration for next year
Why
when
do
it
we?
comes budget
It should have
season.
been done at the last
When
time.
it-
But-
I understand, but this,
We need to pay them to provide
Huh?
this. We need to pay them, right now, they got us over a barrel, per se, that we need to provide, we need these services in the event of emergency so they can dispatch. You can't just,
When does the contract expire? Today?
We can renew come next year. No, not today.
January 1st.
It's a one.
Yeah, it's,
It is a one-year contract.
it is. I have to know well in advance to do
Well,
stuff like this.
If it's
so-
1-year contract, why are we paying $41,000 now? That's the total amount. Why weren't they paid some already, if that's the case?
Well, it'll cover the last 3 months, the 3 months before we had a budget.
Well, do we pay them all, do we cut them one big check, or do you,
One big check. That's what you're looking at. And come budget time, I agree with you, we can go out and find somebody new, but I need to know well in advance from the Board of Selectmen what they want to do.
I thought we did it well in advance, because I remember the last time we had this discussion.
It was not, 3 months is a long time, but 3 months ago puts us, what, in January?
I think it was
Coming up in
before that
February.
we had the
So basically
discussion.
what you're saying, Rick, is if we sign this today, you're telling him today that you want him to explore options.
Yeah.
So when budget season comes, he can give you boom, 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 and we can make a decision that time whether to renew this contract or go with somebody else. You're giving him, which is April, budget's what, November?
Oh, yeah, we can easily get somebody in
So
that
he's got
time.
6 months. That's plenty of time. If you're saying that's enough time,
Oh,
then
yeah.
basically that's the best we can do right now.
And I agree with you, Rick, but we
I agree
need,
too. We
we
can
need
definitely
more
look at
time
the
out before
options.
we can just jump on
Problem
something.
is, why wasn't some of that money paid before now?
It's, we just got our budget passed.
oh yeah, we can't pay any money till the budget passes.
Well, the large chunks don't come out.
Yeah, anything that wasn't encumbered, correct?
Yeah. That's why we have that huge stack come at the end of March, that huge stack that comes through for all the blanket POs and things. We had to wait for the voters to approve the budget.
Right.
And I agree, I 100% agree with you, but I just didn't have enough time to do it. I really didn't. I would have if I would have had time.
I don't remember when we discussed it. I do remember some discussion. How long ago it was, I honestly don't remember. But if we're
I
saying,
recall discussion, but we did not give a clear direction on what to do.
I don't think
Well, no.
I could have been any clearer.
No, it was 100% clear, but I
No,
just
I'm
didn't have
talking
time
about
to do
during
it.
budget time, maybe three,
I know this was discussed before budget time.
I think
Come
maybe,
next budget though, I'll get you guys some
even
numbers
if we
to
have to put
crunch.
it out to bid or something, I don't, maybe that's the best bet, a month before budget season. And then that way we have time to kick it out to whatever, if we
need
want to
more
kick it
than a
out to a
month.
committee, we can. If not,
No, it's easy
You
to
need to
get
have
numbers.
everybody come in and do a presentation if we're thinking
yeah,
about
that's,
switching
I'm
in.
okay with that too, if that's what you think you want to do. I'm okay with that.
You can sign it, I'm not gonna sign that, but you guys can. 'Cause I
Okay.
disagree.
okay, which is fine. That's your prerogative. Can we, I'm gonna call a vote if everybody's ready to vote. Okay, so all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, and opposed?
I'm opposed.
Okay, so motion carries, 2 in favor, 1 against.
With the understanding that come budget season, we are going to touch base on this again.
Yep, that was,
Give
Before
him,
budget season.
well,
we
this
need
gives
to-
him plenty of
Yeah,
time in advance. We're letting you know.
I just need to get some, I just need some lead time is all.
That's all, we're letting you know now, you got it.
All right, well, we're right here now. Let's get the ball rolling now. Joe, I think the board's asking you to begin looking into these other dispatching opportunities.
Yeah.
If you could bring something back to the board,
I will,
okay.
of course.
Get Durham and Rockingham County.
You wanna do the honors?
Yeah. All right.
It's funny, our police don't have any problem. They're dispatched from Rockingham County. Why don't they have any trouble getting back up? They get back up from Nottingham, they get back up from Stratford. Why would our fire department have
I don't,
problem getting back up?
I don't think,
Disagree with
I
you.
don't disagree with you, I'm just saying we need more information. Okay.
Okay, this one is for CAI Technologies. This is our tax map maintenance, 2850.
Okay.
And there's a contract on the backside that the chair needs to sign.
Motion to pay the vendor CAI Technologies for 2017, 2018 tax map maintenance in the amount of $2,850.
Second.
Any discussion? And they giving me permission to sign on behalf of the board.
I think there's 3 spots for us to
Oh,
sign.
there's
That was
three
three
spots. Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 2-0.
That's the only spot I can sign on it.
looks like. Snow removal for Reeves Truck.
Oh, there's no more snow.
So we should pay him.
Well, no, what I'm saying is, we don't need to do a purchase order because there's gonna be no more snow this year.
I think this is to pay for what he's already done.
Oh,
Okay, we're done.
will that be an after purchase order?
I thought we just paid them all.
The Board of Selectmen cut my blanket PO.
Oh, is that for next year?
No, that's for what he billed us for. The blanket PO ran out. You guys cut it in half.
Like I said, an after approval PO. I'm just kidding.
I know.
Right, did you make a motion?
Motion to accept the purchase order for Reeves Trucking in the amount of $3,512.50, and this would be for snow plowing and sanding. Now, this would catch us up to date,
That pays him completely out.
Sure.
catch us up to date.
Is there an invoice in there?
Should be, yeah.
Yes.
Is it the exact amount that matches the front page?
No.
Shit.
Okay. All right, hold on, let me finish. I can readjust.
All right.
All right, so we previously approved a blanket order for $5,000.
Yeah.
The total invoice is for $8,512.50. You minus the $5,000 that we already previously approved, that
There you
gives
go.
you the total
Oh.
of $3,512.50.
All right.
How long is that for? When was the last time you got paid?
Jesus Christ, you are asking a lot. He put the invoice in on 2/13/2017. The blanket purchase order was approved on 1/6/17. And we actually did, he is correct, we did cut it in half from 12,000. Actually, we cut it in like thirds. It was 15 and we cut it down to 5,000.
Well, actually, we had that snowstorm on April 1st,
Yeah.
though.
So that's included.
So basically, we're just paying off what we owe 'em. We actually have
paying
this,
what you owe 'em.
we have this budgeted in, we cut the blanket purchase order, so,
Right, any further discussion?
no.
Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Oppose? Ayes have it, 3-0.
You're welcome.
Thanks, man. One more, snow removal. This is a blanket PO for $5,000 for Damaris. There is, we owe him $3,500.
All right, motion for a blanket PO for $5,000 for Damaris Enterprises. Yeah, somebody want to second that for discussion? Okay, my quick question is now that the season, I guess, it's not officially over, but
I think it's over.
Why are we
why would we
appropriating
have
more
a
than he
PO
needs?
for more than what we owe them? It's just my question.
This is the guy, I asked the same question. This is the guy that does parking lots, and he was afraid if Charlie wanted to have some money in the kitty in case the school called and said, oh, my driveway's icy, or
Some black ice or something,
Yeah,
get
what-
one cold night after a melt.
that's
I get the
So
point.
he would be the guy that's gonna sand it
For-
instead
for
of
road
us?
agent.
Why wouldn't we sand it ourselves if we don't need to sand the whole town? Why
This-
are we using somebody else?
This is what the road agent requested.
I kind of agree with Rick on that one. If it's just a
yeah, I'm
parking
gonna
lot.
agree with Rick
If
on
it's
that
just a
one.
parking lot and we're not sanding the whole town, I'd
think
like to
we
see
can
us
do
do
it.
it. But if it's an event where we have no choice but to call these guys in, I'm okay with that
I'm gonna
too.
go on a wing here. I don't think we're gonna have any more. I don't see it getting, other than a night or something. And if we have to go out and do it, that's what we got a road agent for.
So you want to empty this blanket PO down to what we owe them?
I'd like to- I'd like
$3,510
to entertain an amendment
for the blanket PO down to
to the exact amount that we owe them.
Okay.
So,
Is that Reeves?
Damaris's Enterprise?
so I'd like to make a motion to amend that amount from 5,000 to
$3,510.
$3,510. Do I have a second to my
Second.
motion?
Second.
Second by Rick Wolf. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And then go back to the main question. All in favor of approving the purchase order with the new amended amount, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0.
Pleasant Lake. And last one, also for, well, not snow removal, this is winter sand from Fillmore. This was the one that Charlie ordered back in early February.
Okay, so
That was the last time we bought sand.
blanket, this is
Notice.
purchase order for Fillmore Industrials in the amount of $2,868.37, and this would be for winter sand, and this would be catch us up to date.
Yeah, we don't owe anybody any money for
I say
sand.
this will be to catch us up to date with all.
Probably
so-
have stuff left over in the shed, right?
Yeah, not
Correct.
much, but.
There's
that's,
some in there.
There's some in there, but like you
Second.
said, with agreeance, we probably won't need any more, but you never know. It is New England. Seen it happen before. Didn't we have snow last year in March?
It's April.
I know, but in May.
Remember one year we had April 15th,
I thought we had it in May too last year, so like just a little bit. Maybe I'm
talking
wrong.
back.
I don't remember.
Whatever. Anyways,
I seconded it when you want.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 3-0.
whole bunch of oath of offices.
Of offices.
Some of those.
I'm gonna set those, I'm gonna set them aside. This is gonna be your cover sheet.
Yeah, I got you.
I'm gonna hand you the packet that goes with the first.
Each one?
Yep, that way it won't get mixed up.
So, all right, so I'm just gonna do them all at once, because all the dates look like they're the same. So this is motion to accept oath of offices for the Town Facilities Committee for Stephen Bailey, Bruce Hodgson, and Marion Knox. All terms are 3 years expiring 2020.
Second.
Any discussion? You know, not to bring up, should somebody that bids on these projects also be on the committee?
The person in question is an advisor. He comes because he brings a lot of experience with road work. It's
Okay.
honestly invaluable to what we do, what the committee does, excuse me.
Yeah, because we could always, that doesn't mean we accept the bid that he does.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Alright.
he's good about recusing himself if something comes up. He's very honest about this.
Okay. All right, all in favor, say, any more discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries 3-0. Oh, so conservation is, we're not doing conservation tonight.
We're on it.
Is that highway?
Yeah, I'm gonna do the 2-3 years first, and then I'll do the 1 years. All right, motion for the oath of office for the Highway Committee, and these two are for terms of 3 years expiring in 2020 for Fred Bassett and Marion Knox.
Second.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye. All right,
Okay,
so this would be also a motion to accept oath of office for the Highway Advisory Committee, and this is for Robert Strobel as an alternate and Robert Bailey as an alternate. Term is 1 year, expiring in 2018 for both.
Second.
okay, any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye.
All right, another oath of office this will be for the Recreation Commission. This would be for Jonathan White. This will be for a term of 3 years, expiring in 2020.
Second.
All in favor of approving that, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 3-0.
All right, this is oath of office for Emergency Management Committee for Stephen Bailey, expiring term is for 3 years, expiring 2020.
Second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed?
Such an enthusiastic second.
It was, wasn't it? He jumped right in there.
Bang.
Coffee's kicking in.
All right, this is oath of office for Economic Development Committee. Judy Burke and Harold Kreider. Terms are for 3 years, expiring in 2020.
Second.
Okay, discussion, seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
3-0 approval.
All right, this one will be oath of office for library trustees, and quotes, it says not elected, so I'll,
Is that for the alternate?
let me finish.
Sorry.
Wait for it.
Margaret Walker, alternate. Norma Hiru, if hopefully I said that correctly, as an alternate. And Elise Gilchrist as an alternate. Term is for 1 year, expiring in 2018.
Second.
Oh, all in favor say aye.
Aye. Okay. New member, ballot clerk. This is oath of office for ballot clerk for Diane Davy. Term is for 3 years, expiring March 31st, 2020.
Second. Okay, any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 3-0.
Okay, recycling committee, oath of office for Deborah Crow. Term is for 3 years. Oath. Is there a second?
Second.
I just have a quick question, not saying this is a negative. Are we concerned with the fact that she has a family member working at the recycling facility? Possibly, it's just a question.
Conflict.
I'm not worried about it, it's just
Is she a present member or a new member
new member.
to the recycling?
What's the relationship?
Son.
Is the son
No, she's the aunt.
Aunt.
Yeah, she's an aunt.
Is she,
Yeah,
but she's basically his caretaker, correct? If I'm correct with that?
No, he lives with his parents. She sometimes gives him a ride.
I mean, I'm not against it, I was just
I don't-
stating, I'm not sure, you know what I mean?
don't
Just,
think it's a big deal.
it's just a question.
We set the salaries and.
It was just a question. It
No,
was
no,
just-
no, the answer to
just-
your question.
I don't particularly have a problem with it, I just the
No.
logistics of it, that's all, just wondering.
No, that's.
It's a good point to bring up.
Yeah.
Now's the time to do it instead of after we approve it.
All right, I'm gonna end the discussion, if that's okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 3-0.
All right, motion for some more oath of offices for zoning board. Recommended term for 3 years, Curtis, hopefully I say this right, now lead. Term expiring in 2020. Recommended term for Matt Fowler for 3 years, term expiring in 2020, and Thomas F. Johnson for 2 years, term expiring 2019.
And this is for ZBA?
Zoning board,
Yes.
correct.
How many, is there any vacancies on there right now?
They're still looking for alternates, yeah.
I believe we okayed Tom Johnson as an alternate just recently, and now he's...
We appointed him for a year now.
Yeah, now he's looking to be
Yeah, they're looking to re-up it.
Okay, any discussion on that? Seeing none? Is there any?
No, I'll keep my comments to myself.
Sure.
Okay,
There was discussion at the last time Mr. Johnson's name came up.
Yeah, you were concerned a little bit, but then he came in.
is there a concern?
I-
If there's a
like I said-
concern,
Speak
I
up.
have some concern, but
Speak up.
I voiced my opinion before about how things were going, and, you know,
Yep.
they seem to go down a road that doesn't agree with us, and now is the time to consider making changes.
I agree, but who else we gonna get to volunteer to do it?
Some towns don't even have a zoning board.
Okay.
There's many of them in New Hampshire.
well, do you want to,
Do you want to have some more talk about it after, at some point?
Would you like to put these aside and discuss it at a later point when we're not so jam-packed with everything else? Because when do these expire?
Well, I think they have meetings, but
We can table one or all, or whatever the board wants.
Are you concerned more about one than the rest of them, or are you concerned about them all?
I'm concerned about a couple of them.
Okay. Is there one particular that you're okay with approving?
So what, do you want to single somebody out?
Well, I mean,
I don't think that's
I'm
right at
just
this
trying to
time.
approve the ones
I
that
don't
we can
think it's right
approve.
at this time.
Trying to approve the ones that we can approve and
do
the
you
ones.
want, okay, does
I mean,
somebody
I'm
want
okay.
to, you put us, do we have a motion in a second?
Yeah. Would you like to rescind your
Do you want to
second?
rescind your second?
I will.
And
You wanna
I'll
res-
rescind my motion, and
All right.
I'll make a motion to table the oath of offices for zoning board for further discussion on, I guess, the next meeting or.
When is our next meeting?
25th?
When we not have so much.
Okay, just so you
So
know,
they're
I'm on that school vacation weekend, I'm actually in Hilton Head.
I don't think it's that important. When does their term expire?
I don't know, what was it?
It doesn't
Is
say,
this gonna be something where there are gonna be vacancies on the board?
it doesn't say any expiration dates, just says recommended term, doesn't say when they expire on here anywhere.
I don't know about Johnson, but they usually expire like right about now when elections come, and then the Board of Selectmen make their appointments. But we can table it, I mean, it's not,
Let's,
I have no problem
let's
either way.
table it. I mean, if that's the pleasure of the board.
If Rick would like to discuss it some more
Okay.
at a further meeting and not hold up, we have a huge stack of bids to
Yep,
continue to go
let's
through.
move on. It's tabled.
tabled. And
Okay, so this is for the Conservation Committee, oath of office, Stephen Roy, 3 years, term expiring 2020. Shelley Frost, 3 years, term expiring 2020, and Grace Levergood, 2 years, term expiring 2019.
I have some problems with that one too.
A
Do you
second,
wanna-
so we can discuss.
I'll discuss it. Second.
All right, so
I
what's
have
your,
some issues with that one too that I think we need to all look at.
okay. So you want to table this one too, till we can discuss it some more?
I would
'Cause
rather, but-
This is new to me, I didn't know there was any issues with the.
You didn't?
I've
I
heard
think
of
if you had a refresher, you would remember.
I've heard a few, I'm sure I probably would. Are we going on the Bennett Island thing and all that?
that's, again, we can table one or all of them.
Well,
I vaguely remember
I
some
think at this
things.
time, we're giving ourselves away if we do the other two and we decide to approve them all at a later date. I think we're singling somebody out, and I think that's not the way to do it at this moment, but that's my pleasure. But what do you think, Scott?
I'm fine with tabling it if there's some concerns.
If Rick would ask concern, then you gotta resend your second.
I'll rescind the second.
All right, I'll resend my motion. So now I'll make a motion to table the oath of offices for the Conservation Committee to the next meeting where we can discuss it into further as Rick has some concerns.
Okay. I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with it too.
So we'll table that till later meeting. All right, what, do you got any more?
Well, while we're tabling all these, now that you said you're not gonna be around at the
Well, I
following
was
Tuesday,
thinking
are we
that
gonna
we need to.
adjust at the
We
meeting?
need to either adjust the meeting or you can have a meeting without me.
It doesn't matter. I'm okay with adjusting a meeting or either one.
We'll consider that at the end tonight.
Let's worry about that
Yeah.
later.
Right.
Because there's, and
Let's keep
guys, I
moving.
apologize, there's so much, but with all the
No, that's
snow
fine.
and meetings and stuff, it swamped us. Okay. Miscellaneous things, Health Trust is renewing our contract. It was a 9.9% interest this year.
Increase.
Yep, increase. It was a little bit below average, but still.
Why don't we hop, we gotta sign that tonight?
Yep, we gotta sign that tonight. And this is this is the one that,
Motion to accept the contract.
Well, I gotta bring something up,
okay.
okay? We normally have our organizational meeting tonight, but is that something that can wait till we have our organizational meeting?
That makes no sense what you
I
just
don't,
said.
I don't know what you mean.
Because I think Rick's expressed some interest in being chair, and it's his turn, and I'm trying
Oh,
to...
yeah.
So I was like, does it have to be signed tonight, or can we wait till after we reorganize the board?
I think it said June was the due date, so yeah, we
Well,
can hold on.
why don't,
Table
if the
this.
Is it
chairman...
obvious we're gonna make any changes? I mean,
Well, do you want to be chair?
I'm not saying I'm referring to that. Is it,
Is this
you
something
know,
that we have to
9
wait for?
chances
is
out
what
of
he said.
10, we're not gonna go with another insurance company is what I'm looking
Okay,
at.
so you're okay with me signing it?
No, I'm fine with
All
you
right,
signing
all
it.
right, go ahead then.
You're my big brother.
Motion to enter into a contract with Health
I
Trust.
just don't...
No, you're not overstepping your bounds. I don't have any questions about it.
Motion to accept a contract for Health Trust and to allow Chairman Breyer to sign on behalf of the Selectmen.
Second.
Okay, any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I don't think we need to prolong it, but that's my opinion.
Okay.
I have no problems with it.
For the member, I must do the top line here.
I actually reached out to a couple of, 2 other health insurance companies. They wouldn't even give me a quote. They said they wouldn't be able to come anywhere near what we were getting, so.
That's why I didn't
You
question
can
it.
fill out my title and all that, right?
Of
All
course.
right.
This is a 674 agreement and release for Bell Cove Road.
Just one of us gotta sign it.
Yeah, this,
Just one of us.
it meets all zoning requirements.
So this is a release, right?
Yep, it meets all our zoning requirements because there's a plat.
Motion to enter an agreement for a release regarding building permits for Class 6 Road for map 205, lot 35-1.
I'll second it. Where is
The
it?
explanation is
Can
on.
I look at it?
Absolutely.
Bell Cove's over on Jennis Pond, and it's mostly developed, all the way to the end.
This isn't the road we had an issue on the last time, no.
No, no, it's not.
I'm sure this is an undersized lot. It says it meets all requirements. I would think if, you know, it's an undersized lot, that,
It was on a pre-approved plat, which
So it
means...
was a pre-approved
Yeah, it was pre-approved plat years ago, so the zoning board's already, yeah, they're
if
out of
it's
the picture at
pre-approved,
this
there's
point.
not much we can say about it.
No, it's,
General maintenance.
Sometimes it makes me wonder when I see these come through,
yeah, no, it's...
because there's not much information on it per lot size. I mean, we're just agreeing to something that I guess Dale says is legal.
It's,
Okay. So, all in favor of approving this, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, 2-0.
Guess if it's a pre-approval, we don't have any choice in the matter. It was done years ago.
We're moving forward.
So, okay, manifest. Purchase order. Okay, open land purchase bids.
yep. Before the board opens this, the Conservation Commission had, they wanted to send a representative tonight. They had a family emergency, but they wanted me to read a little something in here before you open the bids.
Well, I'm gonna cut them, I'm not gonna open them.
Conservation Commission discussed the letter sent to the board in 2010, which is here. At their April meeting, after they became aware that this property, the property we're talking about, was placed for sale by bid, the commission authorized Steve Roy to attend tonight's meeting and to speak to the board on whether you would consider retaining this property or requiring a conservation easement to be placed on the property as part of the sale. Mr. Roy contacted, this is from Linda Smith, late in the afternoon, said he had something come up and he could not attend. Please consider continuing this discussion on this matter until April 25th, when Mr. Roy can attend and be on the agenda.
All right, motion. I'm gonna open the bid. 'cause I already-
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
I am too.
And if, in 2010, I guess the commission did send a letter to this board. What happened with it, I wasn't even on the
I
comment.
think we've expressed our opinions about this piece of land, and
Okay. Oh, this is like right on the Stratford line.
yeah, this is a
Okay,
piece that's
okay.
landlocked, and we have nothing that abuts it.
All right, so.
That's why we decided to sell it to an abutter, and
Okay.
Ready?
we have three
Go ahead.
abutters.
First bid.
Yeah.
You need me to say names or just what it is for?
Yeah, you can say the name.
All right, this bid is from Scott and Lynn Sweet, and this bid would be for $37,000.
37,000,
Correct.
okay.
Second bid. Would be from Edward and Joyce Andrews.
27,
This bid is for $27,758.62. And that is all bids.
what was the property, we had this discussion, what was the property assessed at?
It was questionable, it could be upwards of $60,000. But because there's no access, it depends on what it's worth to somebody else.
I think
It's
if this
It's
property
landlocked,
is landlocked and it has, we really can't use it, I'm okay with accepting the highest bid. I don't know how the other selectmen feel, but that's my opinion on it. If it has no use to the town and somebody wants to use it, from my understanding, I think these people have come in, the one with the highest bid, and they're basically, they just wanna open it up and add it to their lot, basically.
And I think the night she was here, she stated that her previous lot is in a deal with,
That's my
They're
opinion,
fine.
on it, would be to take the
Which would
highest
cover-
bid.
what the Conservation Commission is asking to, have it in an easement.
Do you think they'd be open to an easement?
Well, the rest of their land is in an easement. You know what I mean? I would assume that she was here that night, you heard her talk. If the rest of their land's in an easement,
Just,
Would that easement prevent them from, I'm just asking these
well, they
questions.
can't build on it.
But they can cut it.
Yeah, that's the right, with the bear paw deal anyway. You have a right to maintain the timber, but it has to be done through a forester, and there's certain obligations you can meet. You just can't go in and clear cut the lot.
I think she was just planning on clearing out the trees and kind of clearing out the growth, and that's it.
Yeah,
She wasn't gonna clear cut
basically.
it. She wasn't gonna clear.
They won't let them
Now,
clear.
let me read something else that was in these little, one specifically says they would pay within 60 days and would cut a personal check for their portion of tax stamps and recording fees also. I don't know if that makes any difference to anybody, but I just figured I'd point that out, that they said that in their proposal.
Well, they typically pay the tax stamps on those, don't they?
This one said it and this one didn't. I just wanted to make it clear.
It was in the thing we sent out, it said something along the lines where you had to pay the fees.
That was in the bid.
I figured I saw it, so I had to mention it.
Yeah, that's legit.
I'll make a motion, you want a motion to bid?
Okay, I'd like to make a motion to accept the bid for $37,000 awarding to Scott and Lynn Sweet, map 202 lot 1 as of April 11th, 2017.
Is that when they're gonna, I see.
That's when the bids were due.
What's that? That would be awarding it to the highest bidder.
All right,
So we need a second.
second to discuss.
I understand that it could be worth more money, and I understand your concern, but It's either that or we don't accept the bid and it just sits there.
The thing is, if you try to sell it to somebody that isn't in a butter, then you're opening up a can of
This
worms.
isn't a butter though. That's the
I
thing.
know, that's what I'm saying, but if we were to put it, not to accept the bid and try to sell it to somebody else, there's only one other person that didn't bid that abuts this piece of land. And if we try to sell the piece of land that's landlocked to someone else, I can't imagine they'd even want to buy
My
it.
question is, why would they even want it if they can't get to it? That's
Right.
my thing.
Right.
But that's just my opinion. Somebody might buy it just to be a stickler to a certain abutter, but that's a lot of money to spend just to be a stickler.
Right, just to be a jerk.
Well, let me ask you this question. If we wanted to, would be out of order to discuss an easement before finalizing this?
No, I think if you decided to sell it, you can put terms on it if you so wished. Or you could let me negotiate and see what she says. That's up to the board.
Are you saying, so you're going back with a higher number?
No, what I'm
No.
saying is I'm fine with the amount, but I would like to see if they'd consider the conservation easement.
Okay. So would you like me to amend my
I'd like
motion?
you to amend that motion that we would accept that bid and authorize,
Joe to
Joe
negotiate?
to work with,
To ask them.
to ask them, before we finalize it, ask them if they'd be open to a conservation easement. So pending, this would be pending the decision on the conservation, not necessarily means no, but that'd be consideration for us.
So basically, you'd be happy if they joined it in with Bear Paw, which your other land is already in, is that what you're asking? Or you looking for something separate from that, or?
I'm looking, I see that letter from conservation requesting that be put into with, I'm fine with them going in there and using the property for timber harvesting. It'd be nice if there's some way we could work that into that conservation
Well, I
easement.
understand what you're saying.
Yes,
My
I-
point is, would you be satisfied if she said, yes, my other land's in Bear Paw, I'll put it in with it? Would that satisfy your concern is what I'm asking? Or do you think it should be under some other type of?
No, I'm fine with it going to Bear Paw.
As long as there's a conservation easement and there's a
Well, like when we-
managed timber
The thing is, when we
program. yeah.
record the deed, though, that has to be recorded when they
Right, I
record the
Oh,
deed.
you said it with the rest.
I just
of it.
wanted to see where you were coming from.
That's exactly where it comes from, if that's okay with you.
Bear Paw's fine with it. I mean, that's what the rest of the land then is what she told us, is unless I'm misstating what she told us that night, but I thought that's what I
I think
heard
you're
from her.
correct. I think she did mention something about Bear Paw.
She did, yeah. I think she intends to do exactly what you said, but we'll make sure.
But we just want to, I'd be, I mean, that wouldn't be my end-all decision, but that'd be a win-win if we could.
It's a good point.
Get that put on the deed.
Yeah.
I don't see how, the other's in Bear Paw, and I don't see how they could get a right of way to get to it if they did.
Yeah,
But I'm not a lawyer. There may be a loophole somewhere.
okay. So moving on to road work, this is tree removal. See, clip them
I'm just
together.
gonna end up putting them in a big pile, so unless you wanna keep them separate, you better do it yourself.
Yeah, do it now.
Need another knife?
No, but if I slice myself, don't save me.
I'll call 911.
That thing is sharp as hell.
All right, so this one would be from LaValle Berry. Daily rate $650. Are we accepting this one because it's open?
Diane accidentally opened that.
I'm just asking. So we're accepting it that it's open.
I think that if one of our employees accidentally opened it, we
Okay.
cannot hold that against the vendor.
No,
All right.
I would hope not.
This would be from Chippers Inc. This is a three-man crew, bucket truck, box truck, and chipper for $2,600 daily rate.
You put the bid out for daily rate, right?
Are we gonna accept this one? This one is not sealed.
They just turned that in.
Was it required to be sealed?
It said sealed bid.
So this one
We
is
gotta reject that.
rejected.
Really? Just
It's
because it
not
wasn't in there?
You know what, let me make sure I did say sealed bid.
Every other one was sealed except for the one that she
Yeah,
actually.
no, it says sealed on it.
It wasn't sealed?
No, it wasn't sealed.
They just turned it in.
Should have put it in an envelope when they turned it in, huh?
All right. So this would be a motion for, wait a minute. J. Massima Excavating and Tree LLC, daily rate $27.50. I have just one quick question.
What was his number?
$27.50. I noticed a huge difference between the first one and the second three, the last three. I did look at that number.
Yeah.
Is there a reason why his is so low?
He's usually pretty competitive.
Can I?
Well,
can I ask
$600 to
like-
26 is quite a huge jump, and it just concerns me.
I got a question too.
Concerns me.
I
There.
have some concerns about the guy that is the cheapest bidder.
Well, no, but my question is.
That just seems awful cheap compared to the
no,
rest.
but
to
you know, it
me.
might take him twice as long.
I understand that. Well, he's losing money then that way.
My point is, one of my concerns with these bids is like, it'd be nice to like say, do we have like, when we put these bids out, right? And this always always come up to say, look,
No,
we
obviously.
want these trees cut this far back, this road. How much to do the whole job?
Why did we do a damn?
Why do we
thing?
do it? Why did we do it? I'm not trying to, I'm just asking the question.
We
Because that's
did
what
it-
we did last year.
No, we didn't do a daily rate last year, but we did a daily rate this year because there's a lot of tree cutting specifically on Sherburne Hill that could be weeks' worth of work.
But why couldn't
Well,
you
maybe
say-
not
why
weeks,
couldn't you
but-
go up to say,
Longer to come in
hey,
and cut it,
see
or-
these painted trees that were painted 3 years ago, 4 years ago? How much to cut all these trees down? How much would you charge for that job?
We could do that, but if we keep going back, this is a way to get a contractor on board at a low rate, then we can use them all year.
I don't think $2,750 is a low rate.
I don't think so either, that sounds expensive.
I'm just wondering, I mean, what the difference of service
All
is
right,
gonna
well,
be
so
for $650
so
to
what are the-
$27.50.
what are the-
That's my
What are the
concern.
three numbers?
First number is $650 daily rate.
Okay.
Second number is $2,600, but that specifically says three-man crew, bucket truck, box truck, and chipper. I didn't look at what this offers.
How many does he have for a crew, the $600?
And then the third rate is $2,750. Hold on, let me see if he specifies how many people he has. This is just basic stuff that we put in. Bucket truck, stump grinder, and chipper. It doesn't say crew, it doesn't say, I'm guessing he usually works at like a two-man crew. It's just him and one
Which
other
one is
person.
that?
That was La Valley, Ferry. And this is just his insurance thing.
So if he's got a two-man crew and the other one's got a three-man crew,
I'm just guessing. he might do it by himself. I don't know.
I don't think you can do that type of work by yourself.
I want to say that the last time we had Mr. LaValle cut some trees, I wasn't impressed at all.
Oh, I recall that.
He didn't come in with a bucket truck. He had a man climb dead pine trees that were dead. And it wasn't a very professional job.
And then the 2751 has bucket truck, 14-inch tripper, wood chipper, chip truck to transport, dispose of wood, component tractor with grapple, rake attachment, 40-ton all-terrain crane with operator, with a 140-foot boom.
That's the guy from Deerfield.
4 men to work and operate the above equipment, and EAP certified employees. Additional log truck available for additional $100 per hour, stump grinder available for additional $100 per hour. So, I mean, the crane thing is actually kind of big, because in case we need it.
So here's my
How much
question.
is the crane? Did he quote that?
It does, no, that's part of it.
That's part of
Here's
it.
my
That's why it
question.
says equipment. He has it. It doesn't say he's charging extra for the crane.
So you're
He
saying.
doesn't say additional crane charge.
You
Just
yourself
saying.
said there could be a week's worth of work on Sherburne Hill Road.
Maybe not weeks, but definitely more than just 2 days.
But my point is like, how much, see, I have no idea, I'm just making a point here. I have no idea how much that's gonna cost.
We go out and we get a day, that's why we got the daily rate.
So then
Yeah,
we say,
the daily
yeah,
rate could be 15 days. You could get a logger to come in with a tree faller that
What
would
I'm
cut it in
saying
3
is-
days and be gone.
what I'm saying is,
'Cause
if
one
you
of them
put
looked
out,
at it the last time
if you
around.
walk up, and say, this is what we want done,
These 30 trees.
30, how much? I just, I don't like the way we bidded it.
I don't
I can
either.
I mean, so what is the board's,
Well,
I would like to
How
think
do you
if we
guys
have-
want me to bid it?
If we have any jobs that are gonna be over a day, we should bid out as a job. Is my opinion.
Last year, we put it out to bid. The guy that did the work last year and did a decent job, didn't bid this year for some reason that I don't know, and he doesn't want us to know,
my
but
point is,
Maybe
we
can
did
get
it
a
by the
cheaper rate
day.
if we do it that way.
my concern is that we have X amount of dollars to do tree work.
And they're gonna drag their feet because they can get more
Well,
money per
no,
day.
then they're probably gonna work normal, but we have no idea, like, I don't, how many weeks would it, how many days is it gonna take them to do? So,
$27.
I think you got, like, you got bids for a day's work, but, I know some people can do more in a day than other, companies do more in a day than other companies, and
Maybe that's why the one bid's so low compared to the other one, is because he knows he can do less in a day than the others. So you're basically, if you were to go with the lowest bid, you'd get 3 days' work for 1 day's worth of work from
but
these
you only,
people.
yeah, but you don't.
And you'd be at $1,800, $1,950
For 3 days.
for 3 days to do what it took one guy 1 day.
So anyways, I just.
26 though,
I
so you'd
just
still
don't
be
think-
saving money, but
I
it'd
just
take you
don't-
longer.
Okay.
I agree with you, Scott, that we should
I
do it
wanna-
by job. I
wanna do
agree.
it, I wanna reject all these bids and do it by job.
do it by the job?
I agree with you
Are
by
you in
that,
agreement?
with that.
I am.
Especially
what
if
we
it's
did
over a
last
day's
year.
worth of work. If we're talking like just a.
At least we know what we're paying to do this, and that, and that.
If it's just like a couple trees and it's a half a day, you know, and we can do it with a daily rate, then,
So I guess the motion of the board is we're gonna reject all these bids.
and
Rebid it.
resubmit bids based on per job.
We'll just wait for which jobs pop up and then we'll bid them out.
Well, we know we're doing, Sherburne.
Are those all are those trees all marked? So we can
I don't know
actually-
for sure
So they
when
could do
we're
a
gonna
site
do
walk if they
Sherburne,
wanted to?
We know the trees on, okay, they took off, we purposely put a warrant article to take off the scenic
So we
designation.
know that that's getting done.
So why can't we do the tree work there?
We can. I mean, there's no
So
reason.
That is the
But
point.
We can do a site walk and say, here you go, this is what we want, boom, 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 boom.
There is more in the town that needs to be cut besides Sherburne, though. We have four other roads that are coming up to be repaved.
We have a couple of trees right out here that need to be taken care
Yeah,
of.
just these one-offs that need to be done. It's not to
Well,
say,
I guess, I'm not clear. What roads are we doing?
we are doing Temperance Hill, Bigelow,
Yeah, that's a point, so why can't we have
Janice?
somebody go up there and Temperance Hill? What do you need to do for tree work up there?
I mean, we can, but we got bids so that way we could get them all done, instead of bidding each individual one out.
But if you know you're gonna do,
It's
Why
like having a
can't you just
blanket
list
PO.
the
I mean,
roads?
we can. What
Why can't you
does
just-
the board want to
Hold
do?
on, let me-
I don't like the
finish.
blanket
Why
POs
can't we just
between
list
you
the
and
roads that we want cleared and then take bids based on that work?
We can.
that's the way I wanna do it.
Okay, that's fine, if, whatever your preference is. Okay, so now the question, oh, okay. That's easy enough.
Question is,
I was gonna say if
Are the trees
there's-
all marked what we want? Because they're gonna want to know what they're cutting down.
So now I have a one-off tree. For example, I have one tree here.
Where's that?
This one by the center school, those, well, two
Two of them,
trees, the
that's
two
dead,
with the
yeah.
woodpeckers got.
Yeah, they're
I set out a
really-
bid. It's like, I know what my rate is gonna be per day, but now I have to set out a bid to get 2 trees cut down.
no, you don't.
Well, I wouldn't want to pay $2,700
I have to do it by the
have those
job.
2 trees cut
No,
down,
no,
Joe.
Joe,
Joe,
That's what you just said.
Joe, you're breaking my balls.
I wouldn't want to,
Somebody is.
I
No,
wouldn't want to
listen
have
to
to pay
me.
$2,700
If you're just
to
gonna
cut
take
those
down,
2
if
trees
you're gonna just
down.
take down 2 trees, we don't even have to go out to bid. We're asking you to go out to bid for a major construction job, not to take down 2 trees.
Okay, so if I get somebody that can do it cheaper over here, I'm not gonna get talked to about not bidding out projects.
Not for something that's under your allotment to spend, I don't think. That, I mean, if it's 2 trees.
Because if I take a bid for something, and you're like,
Oh, what's
why'd you
your-
go with somebody else?
What's your threshold? Is it
2,500.
I think
So
what he's
I'm
saying
pretty
is he's
sure you
afraid,
get
he
those
doesn't
two-
want to pick somebody that we don't want to cut the tree. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I mean, there have been other things that have been bid out, and then we went with somebody else for various reasons, and it's like, why are you doing it like
the
that? It's
sand.
like,
I
well,
know what
it's
you're
like,
talking about with like the sand
we
and
had to
stuff.
get it done.
Well,
So if I do it like
I
this,
think what we're saying is if we bid out, say, we bid out Sherbert Hill to X person, we don't want Y person to go in there and do it. But that doesn't mean Y person can't
I'll
take
tell
down
you
these
what,
two
I am
trees.
willing to agree that you can pick whoever you want for those 2 trees here.
that's just,
Does everybody agree on that?
I don't have any problem.
2 trees.
I just needed to be clear, if I have 1 tree or 2 trees to be taken down, that I'm not gonna get pounded on for saying, why did you use him when you should have used
Just as
him?
long as it's not, we haven't awarded the bid to that particular property to a different construction company. I
I don't
see
wanna
any
pay
issue.
$2,700 to take those 2 trees down. Those 2 trees shouldn't cost you more than $1,200. I don't care who takes them
I don't
down.
know, I have to ask what they're gonna.
And I wouldn't pay $2,700 to take them 2 trees down. We'd
You-
have rocks and I
you
had to
just
pay
put-
somebody
you-
that much.
You have somebody come in and says, I just want you to take the 2 trees down, how much?
Oh, yeah, that's, I mean, I'm not new to this, I just wanna make sure I know what the board's expectations are of me. Because if we bid something out and I use somebody else, I don't wanna be told, well, why did you use that guy?
Just as long as you're not using them on the thing that you bid out, I don't think there's an issue.
Then, I mean, there
My
is no
opinion.
issue then.
Are you gonna, okay, other than those 2 trees, everything else is like a project, right?
I don't know what's out there. Oh, you mean large
There
projects?
could be a tree here and there. There's one at Lucas Pond that I mentioned is hanging over the boat ramp that's dead.
Yep.
That's a single tree. That could be grouped in with those 2.
That's what,
Maybe we could do the miscellaneous trees as a group too, if we can get them together.
All right,
mean,
let's
it's-
read,
I mean,
the tree work that this daily rate, I'm not comfortable with.
yeah,
Either.
we can just bid it out for project, I just,
Big projects, anything for big
Big,
projects.
big projects.
We're okay
Problem I
with
have
you
is,
doing 2
is
trees. I
we
think
lock in
that's-
Well,
one guy.
anything over, I thought we bid out anything over $10,000.
No, it's 2,500, I thought.
no, I have to get you, it's $10,000.
It is.
I see, to me, the tree work on Sherburne Hill is gonna be way over $10,000.
I don't think so. I don't.
I don't,
On
there's a lot of
trees.
trees down there,
It's a lot of trees.
some of them
And
are
they're
pretty
like-
big.
I know there was one guy that said he could cut it, but whether he's interested now or not, and if we lock in for somebody for $2,700 a day, that's a lot of money. I think we need to leave the door open.
5 days is 10 grand. over
Could
10
you
grand.
put that out on that listserv, saying, when you do tree work, do you usually do it by the day or bid it out by the job? I think they're probably gonna answer both. You know what I'm talking about, right?
I do.
Some people do it by the tree too. Yeah, it's,
Most of them do.
yeah.
Well, yeah, I do it by the tree, cause like I got 2 trees I gotta take down in my,
And the
yard.
danger, sometimes they'll add the danger, if it's no close to your house, they'll charge you more, blah, 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 all that good stuff.
This guy here, the one for $2,600 a day, he does all the tree work in Nottingham. They mark X number of trees, and he cuts as many as he can in a day.
Does Charlie know what trees he wants taken down?
They all
Up on
match.
Sherburne Hill, there was,
Sherburne Hill, I mean, he pretty
that
much
was
knows,
still a
he
mess.
counted
Some
them back
people wanted
out.
to save some, and some people didn't want this one
It
cut
don't
and that
matter,
one
that
cut.
scenic road thing's gone now.
I know, but if that's what we're gonna do, we're gonna go in and whack everything that's in the ditch line. I don't have a problem with it, but I'm just saying, there was people that asked to have this tree saved in front of their house and that tree saved in front
Yeah,
of
I'm
their
not
house.
gonna get into that.
Well, that's fine. I just wanna make sure we're in agreement. I have no problem with it if we are. So we're gonna whack
We have
everybody's
to make a
tree.
decision, we either do, you can't sit there and cherry pick trees,
All right, that's fine.
unless they're cherry tree.
I agree. Question answered.
All right,
All right, so we're gonna
Move on.
put
Let's
these
move
back
to the
out,
next-
we're
let's
gonna
move
put
to the
these
next
back
place.
out to bid based on big projects
wait
and
for
allow Joe to do the little stuff without basically us holding his hand. Sounds good.
and we did
Thanks,
say
DJ,
that,
Move on.
Ready? Oh, this is road grading and ditching.
All right.
Oh, we got a lot of bids, huh?
is this by the day too?
All right, so once again,
This was by the road.
this one is not sealed.
It's fine. Well, let us,
Just asking, it's not sealed.
It was sealed, he just didn't seal it very well, it popped when she handed it to
I
him.
just only asking.
We're being real technical now.
Oh, man,
Hey,
it's been a meeting.
just open the bid.
It says sealed bids. All right, so this bid is from Hodgson and Son, Inc. in the amount of, is this for road grading? Grading and ditching, is this for the season? Total cost for all grading is $2,635. And this would be Old Barnstead Road, Sunset Drive, Old Pittsfield Road, West Street, Old Canterbury Road, Old Canterbury Road, Pig Street, Range Road, Upper Deerfield, Deerfield Road, Bryant Road, and Walsh Road, or Street, whatever they are.
Is that one grade per year? I mean,
Designated as.
what-
That's each grade, so it's twice a year.
Oh, twice a year, so he's
So
gonna,
it's 2,000 per grade
Yeah,
$2,635.
spring and fall is what you're
Spring
saying.
and
I wanted
fall.
to be clear on that.
for
Yeah.
all those roads?
20, yeah,
Or an hourly rate of $85 an hour.
yeah.
Okay. Okay, go ahead, next one.
Do you have a grading, is there a ditching? Let me look.
I don't, that's all I had. Oh, I didn't, sorry. Is there a ditching one on there?
Just wanted to make sure.
I thought that was part of it. Maybe it's all in one, I don't know. What does it actually say? That was 36. Ditching,
No, he's got equipment list for ditching.
but no price.
He didn't
So
put
maybe
it.
it's all one, I don't know. Ditching?
So there's only one bid on grading?
No, I got more, he's got more. He's looking to see the ditching, if that was all one, or if he's got a ditching bid too.
Digger bucket, his excavator is $125 an hour.
So bid for 120. We're gonna kick these out to the facility committees anyway, so they can find people. All right, so next one is from Newport Construction Corp. All right, so hourly rate for grading, $175 an hour, $80 an hour for roller 10 ton,
Okay.
okay? So total cost of all grading, $25,200.
Okay.
Yeah, we got a bid from this guy last year, and it was an $800 charge to move his equipment here, and an $800 charge to move
Okay,
it back.
all right, hold on. All right, so that's that one.
Is that part of that too?
I don't know, I'm looking for the one for, this is, let me see if I can find.
It should be in the,
That isn't even apples for apples.
I was looking to see if he had a bid for,
But he's from Newport, New Hampshire, that's a long ways away.
that's just the bid for grading, I don't see one in here for ditching.
it's in the bid form on page 3.
Wait, well, mine's not filled out.
All right, he must not be interested then.
What was the total, 25,000 what?
25,000.
And with no bid for ditching.
Okay, next.
Can I say something too? While we're grading these roads, if they need gravel, that's the time to do it, while the guy is grading the roads.
Yeah.
Okay,
A few
this
of them
one
needed
is
to.
from Calco Enterprises. Grading, $125 an hour. Total cost of all grading, $5,000.
Okay.
Once again, I do not have any hourly rating for ditching.
Ditching.
He just says, he just lists his equipment, but no hourly rating or anything else. Whether or not that means his hourly rate for ditching is $125 an hour or not, I don't know.
I'd have to get clarification on this. Was it clear in the bid that we want ditching too?
Yeah, it's the whole package.
That one. Okay,
This is how we did it last year too.
all right, this one would be from Advanced Excavating and Paving. This one is $135 an hour for grading with a total cost of $13,770. This one has an hourly rating for ditching at $135 an hour. So, my question is now that we've opened them all, how is the first bid so much less than the other ones? Is it just they're just price gouging us, or, that's quite a difference.
How many years has he done the roads? I think last
A
year,
lot.
we spent about $7,000
Yeah.
total
A
for
lot.
the year.
No, I'm not saying I don't, I'm not saying I don't like the roads.
I
I'm
know he's a
saying it's-
local guy,
It seems
and
like it's a lot.
it's a big
It's
difference.
huge difference. I mean, I'm okay going, but,
Well, we're
kicking it
gonna
out.
kick it to.
But I'm, like I
facilities
said,
too.
I'm good with the
Are
lowest
we
guy.
happy
It's
with
just-
what's being done?
You start
That's what we
seeing
need to
those
find
huge
out.
differences, it makes you wonder what we're losing out on,
It's
you
like
know?
the tree deal.
Yeah, it makes you wonder if we're missing out on something. Like the golden grading.
Well, is there any reason why you can't bring these people in to interview them, like, say,
It's asking a lot, I would think, but especially a person from Newport.
I think what we should do is just kick it to the facilities committee. If they come back with somebody that we're not happy with, then bring them in for an interview. But if they come back with somebody that we all agree with, giving the
well, I
bid to.
meant, like, obviously, before you finalize it, you work out the details.
Right. I mean, I think we don't,
what's
sometimes
this
when we
for?
open them, we particularly know which way they're
There's a
going
lot
to
coming
go,
now.
so.
What are these bids?
These are roads. It's all road work. This one here, GMI, sorry. Yeah, I know. GMI also bid on road grading and ditching, and they put it in this sealed envelope.
So there's another one?
There's one more grading and ditching, yeah. I didn't want to pull it apart because it's supposed to be sealed.
Liar.
The last one was Advance, the other guy's
Not
from
lying,
Pembroke, right?
Just joking.
Breaking your balls.
So there's 5 bids for road grading.
Okay, this is another one for ditching. Well, this one is reclaving, this is road, road, road. No, these ones are all road.
Shaw Road.
Those are not, it said ditching right on the front.
Bigelow Road,
Oh, well, I guess not.
Lower Deerfield Road, Temperance Hill. So you want to just start the road ones now, since I got them in front of me?
It's your choice.
Go
Might as
ahead,
well.
do it. Okay.
All right, so are we gonna go road by road? Are they all together? They each have each road, or is it, each road has its own bid?
Some people packed them together and some people did each individual bid, so.
How would you like me to do them? Do you want me to just do whatever's in the packet as I open it? Or do you want me to do it road
Why
by
don't we
road?
do all the roads from one?
You wanna do
packet
road by road?
first?
Want to do road by
Do
road?
it, do it by road by company.
Okay, so which one is this one? Oh,
That's-
so I'm
that's
gonna open them
R&D.
all
Yeah,
and then
he's-
pick through which road is which in each
that's gonna get
envelope?
No, go,
Go
Right, I
through
know,
all
but
the
it doesn't say
GMIs.
on the front what road it
it's okay,
is, so I
just
still
go.
gotta open it and look
Listen,
at it.
Yeah, so go read the company,
Okay.
what company's that?
GMIs.
GMI.
All right, what
Road
road?
1, Bigelow Road.
Yeah,
Total. This is subtotal A is reclamation and paving, and subtotal B is top coat. Grand total for $33,375.
okay.
Ready?
I'm ready.
Road 2, Lower Deerfield Road, 2 sections. Do you want me to break it down section by section or just total?
No, just total.
Total, $158,062.50.
Wow.
Temperance Hill, $74,037. Dennis Pond, $274,390.
274.
That's what it says. And here is to go back to sorry, I was misquoted. It was packed into this packet. It was. I'm gonna go back to the road grading and ditching. It is here. And their grading quote is $185 a day. Optional grader, roller, truck, and trailer for additional $325 per hour. Total cost of all grading, $16,280. And hourly rate for ditching is $250 an hour, 8-hour minimum. So I'm gonna put those with that. That's scope of work. So that's everything right there. That's all of theirs.
What was the
You
paving
need
on
me to
Lower
keep this
Deerfield? I
one
missed
separate
that
so you
one.
know what it is. I'm gonna put the grading one here.
200 and something?
And I'll leave the scope of work.
He said, Rick's got a question, what's this
What
bid
was the
on
paving
Lower
on
Deerfield Road?
Lower Deerfield Road. $158,062.50.
Seems high. We did 2 pieces of that road last year to finish the
Well, yeah,
middle
but that's
section.
one bid, that's one company.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Okay.
Advance.
All right, so all these bids are from Advanced Paving. Bid 1 would be for Bigelow Road in the amount of $32,373.
Okay.
Okay. Bid 2, Lower Deerfield Road, 2 sections, $165,410.
I mean, this sounded kinda,
High?
well, no, he had two something, didn't he, for that?
I don't know, I
That
can't
was for
remember.
Jenna's Pond, was
I'm not
2
writing them
something.
down.
That's
I'll
saying,
have
Jenna's
to-
Pond was
I'll have to
274.
compare my notes after, I'm trying to read them.
About
You
temperance.
guys can write them down.
Did you do all of them?
I'll compare mine after.
No, he's got 2 more for advanced.
Hold on.
Oh, they're separate envelopes, I didn't realize it.
So that's what some people packed it together and some people unpacked it.
That's why I asked how you wanted me to do them.
Well, you're going through a lot of envelopes, so that's good.
Yeah, it's great. You're killing trees as I'm cutting them. All right, so this would be Temperance Hill, $78,156.
See, that's what I'm saying, they're all pretty close. Well,
There's
My question is,
$4,000
are we gonna
difference.
award all the roads to the
On
same
your
company, or are
road,
we gonna pick and
$4,000
choose which
difference.
roads are done by which company? Because that could change a lot of things.
Yeah, it's a decision that needs to be made.
Like, are we gonna do all one company, or are we gonna do road by road?
Use a sharp side. DJ, use a sharp side.
It's been a long one,
I don't know,
already. All right. Because I guarantee you, you're gonna have fluctuating ones on each road. Jenna's Pond Road, $269,401. And that would be the end of Advanced Paving's bids, I believe.
Yeah, that's
all right.
R&D, yeah.
Okay, here we go. This one is from Town of Northfield. No, we're not Northfield.
What?
This one is from R&D Paving. Okay, so this one gives us a grand total and it breaks it down road by road.
What
All right,
company's
base
that?
bid, Jenna's Pond Road. This is really weird.
Oh, no,
how they
I
got it
know.
down,
I-
how they got it taken down. They have theirs split up in base bid and then top
Yeah.
coat bid. So,
So it's,
do you need me to add them together for you? Would that be easier? All right, I can do that.
okay.
Jenna's Pond Road. Oh boy, because there's some.
Thought you had that, like,
I could do some of them in my head, but some of them have these weird numbers that aren't as easy as it looks. All right, Janice Pond Road total would be $244,272.36. Lower Deerfield Road. Grand total, $143,867.71.
143 what?
Ah.
All right.
867
All right.
and some change.
Bigelow Road. For a total of $29,392 even. Temperance Hill. Oops. $65,635.54. Grand total, all work as bid for $483,167.60. And then it says in quotes, if shoulder gravel needed on additional work at 1.5 inches would be $8,216.
On temper, is that just tempers?
I think that's overall everything, the way it reads. It just says additional work at 1.5. I'm guessing that's how many inches they put on the side of the road for the shoulder to go up to the tar.
Did we ask for shoulders to be done in every bid?
This is just a star, it says if. I think it
he's
is put
saying
in,
it's an extra.
if we need it, if we
No,
need it.
but I'm
it's
just
there.
asking, are we doing the shoulders on,
I don't think that was included in the bid, was it?
Yes, it was. The shoulders are in all the bids.
Okay.
Okay, well then,
I mean, it's written in the bid.
Oh.
And there should be a price on there,
Is that,
on the back.
is that all the envelopes for road work, or,
No, you got a bunch more.
so let's move on to the next one.
oh,
Do you want to keep the separate so they don't get mixed in together?
You can make, I'm gonna have to go through them anyway.
Okay.
he gets paid
Yeah, I get paid.
handsomely. Too bad he's not handsome.
I was gonna say I get paid.
at least we drew more interest this time anyway, we did the last time. We did.
Okay, here we go.
Who's this?
Bigelow Road.
Who's this guy?
Bigelow Road. This
Who's
would
the
be
company?
from Newport Construction Corp. Bigelow Road, $37,937.
We actually got a lot of bids.
That's what I just said.
No, we did. What did we do different this year?
I'm ready for a nap.
Season's early and everybody's
Yeah,
hungry.
we popped it out there early.
Apparently, everybody wants work.
I'm sure they're all looking to get going.
Plus, it's a lot, we're doing a lot of roads at once, so I'm sure this is actually like a good project. If one company does this, this is like their summer.
No.
No.
We got pinged, even last year, people wanted to know what we were gonna do, so that we could schedule a
Okay, so
session.
Temperance Hill, $89,454.11. Sorry to rush you, but
What was that, 89,000?
$454.11.
Yeah, some of us
I
wanted
don't
to.
Some of
know
us-
sense.
Hey,
I
no.
wouldn't either. When jobs like this, I don't even know why the bother putting cents on.
I don't either.
They don't do it in the state budget.
I know that.
When we do our budget, do it to the municipal dollar.
That's how I pay my bills too.
Boy. All right, here we go. Lower Deerfield Road, $180,782.50.
You know what I'm seeing here, though? They're different, but they're not like way off. They're all
They're relatively,
kind of in the ballpark.
I bet if we total them all up, they'd be surprised what the difference is, and it's not much.
Janice Pond, $226,998. That's the end of those ones.
That's the end of the paving, so we only had 4 paving bids?
That's the end of that one, that group. We got one more.
Oh, we got another group, oh boy.
Brock's Industries. Might get out before 10.
Oh, it's okay.
60,000, this is from Brock's, 60,000, Bigelow Road, $60,775. That seems high to all the other ones.
They're always close.
last guy was 37.
Okay. Temperance Hill, $92,645. Seems like we're missing a few out of this, guys. He doesn't have them all. Lower Deerfield Road, $175,260. My question is how come we didn't do the other ones?
Maybe you didn't want to bid on them.
Yeah,
I'm just wondering.
he missed Janice, yeah. That's all he's got. This one did the same thing, he's missing one.
There's only 3 for that one, too.
Yeah.
How they missed?
Is that Pike?
It's Pike and
Pike.
Box. The big boys decided they didn't want one.
Well, everybody's desperate right now.
Well, when you put out a lot, when you put out,
Yeah, they're
Many
looking at it
roads,
as,
like,
this
whoa,
is
this
actually
is
good,
a-
this is actually a good, they could spend a couple weeks here and actually make money, instead of just come here and bang out.
Why would you leave the biggest road out to like Jenna's Pond? That's where the most money is.
could have been an oversight.
All right, so this one is for Temperance Hill, $87,799. Okay, we ready? Lower Deerfield Road.
This is the one we've been dealing with, right?
Yeah.
Lower Deerfield Road, $172,738.50.
172 what?
172,738.50. Looks like these guys don't want to do Jenna's Pond either. Maybe there was a reason.
I don't blame him.
You think maybe like, I don't want to touch this.
So it's,
Maybe.
We did get on Jenna's Pond. Does that include the dirt?
All right.
No?
Oh, no, they did do Jenna's Pond. This one is for Jenna's Pond.
2 inches of gravel.
$266,290.75. So it looks like they missed out on the B one.
Bigelow. Was
Bigelow, huh?
maybe too small for them.
Bigelow Road? Yeah, maybe it was too small, you're right. Would be in a big company like that. And I think that's all the bids for that. Congratulations, we have
bids.
officially
We
made
had
it
6
through that
paving bids
process.
total from 6 different companies.
Hey, I'm actually pretty pumped we got that many bids.
Yeah, that's nice. We might be able to get like an economies of scale and talk them down.
I think we should add them all up and see what the grand scheme is total-wise and maybe compare them that way. If we're
Yeah.
gonna stick to a company, a full
You know,
overall
I'm-
company,
I'm-
instead
I'm
of doing it
thinking-
road by road.
I'm thinking, because here's the other problem you might run into. Hypothetically, one company does, if we went with 5 different companies, whatever.
That's what I don't wanna do.
Whatever neighborhood got the best street, we'd hear from all the other.
Right, but, so I'm thinking that's why if we just do a grand total of everything.
Well, there is a pattern here, not big, but typically, some of the ones are lower, they're consistently a little
Yeah.
bit lower than the other ones.
But we'll kick it out to the facilities committee and see what they say.
I think you're right, they might have said we don't wanna bother with the $32,000.
For Pike, I'm sure they did. But, I mean, does that officially just eliminate them just because they don't want to do that one road? 2 companies?
Well, they're not, yeah, we'll see what the facilities committee.
I mean, these bids are close.
All right.
$100, you know what I mean? 32,000, 32,373, 32,000.
But then on Genesis is,
Yeah. It's funny how they,
All right,
okay,
awesome.
what do we got, okay, so we did,
paving.
pavement's done, construction bids are done, purchase
Trees
orders
are
done.
For now.
Discussion on postponed vote, well, my understanding
Military
is
gave that to
the bill didn't pass.
I'm sorry?
Discussion on postponed vote,
Oh, yeah, I wanted to give you guys a
the
heads
bill
up on.
didn't pass. I thought it got killed in committee.
There's another one out there.
Yeah, they passed another one just recently.
That's,
Bill for what?
To certify the elections and the votes from town meeting day for the towns that didn't do it on election day.
yeah.
So what are they up to now? They're trying to,
There's another bill out there that's saying the towns can, or they can choose, you can choose to decide or not have an election to certify that your elections were fair and legal.
You know, we didn't have a bond.
We didn't, the whole deal is that the guy that legal, what do you call it, the bond lawyer up at the state? He's saying he's not sure if the elections were legal in these other towns that postponed. And that's causing a problem with other towns that voted for bond money. Northwood didn't vote for a bond, so they're not in the predicament others are. The only thing that's going to cause us trouble is if somebody decides, hey, I want to contest that election.
well, that time is gone by.
Uh,
As far as Maybe not according to delaying it, but I mean, as far as asking for a recount, that time has gone by.
Yeah. I'm not worried about elections, I'm worried about warrant articles.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think we have any
But I don't
problem on
think-
the elections.
I don't think we had any, I mean, it was yes and no votes, and I
Up
think.
and down.
Up and down, and I don't think that, I think the only one that failed was the front end loader backhoe.
Yeah.
That was by a significant amount that we really couldn't argue it.
No, but I just wanted to give you guys a heads up that that's still floating out there. We're still part of a 9-town group that's asking the Superior Court to make a ruling on this case.
But if they pass the legislation, doesn't it kind of nullify the Supreme Court? Well, I guess it doesn't, because it's.
So we're gonna have to spend money to get a ruling?
I forget what the number is, $3,000 split between all towns that were in this. It's not a suit.
$3,000 apiece.
No, $3,000 split between the towns.
Oh, yeah.
No, it wasn't a lot.
Bucket.
It's a drop in the.
Yeah,
It's 3,000 per town,
yeah.
it's not big money, but it's
All
money.
right, I'm gonna skip over the tickler file.
Yeah.
Joe, you've had a lot of reporting. You got anything big?
I do. I'm sorry, guys, again. We have one gentleman I need to let you guys know about. I'm going to give you the map and lot. It's located on Bow Lake Road. Map 105, Lot 2. We've had complaints about a huge mess in his yard. The building inspector, the health inspector, and I went out with the property owner.
Is this the one right after the mobile down here?
No, it's
No.
on Bull Lake Road.
Oh, yeah, Bull Lake Road, okay.
With the permission of the homeowner who was on site, the inspector, the health inspector, and I walked the property.
Is this the house with the,
Yep,
Yes.
is it the one I'm thinking
the
of?
trailer.
Yes, so the guy is putting gray water on the ground. We've reached out to him a couple of times, he's ignored all our requests. So right now, we need to let the Board of Selectmen know that we're moving this to the lawyer, and she's gonna start sending letters, cease and desist letters. We can't have people dumping their gray water on the ground.
Okay. What else you got?
I need a vote from this board. We talked about that container that was repaired down at the transfer station, and we wanted to move the money from the budget to the, and I got the name of that.
Transfer station fund?
Yeah, I got that wrong in that email. To the Transfer Station Expendable Trust Fund. So I need a vote from the board to say, to apply that bill
Okay.
to the trust
So
fund.
I'll make a motion to apply, do you have an amount?
You basically want to transfer the money you spent from one account into another account.
She's moving she's moving the bill. She's not moving, yes,
In other words, we haven't paid,
Build
we
it to
haven't
the
paid
wrong
it yet.
account.
Yeah, you just
yeah,
do an accounting correction.
yeah.
Okay.
So
You know,
what-
DG, I didn't bring the total.
All right, so we can do that when we have a total.
It was
'cause I
like
don't want-
$1,300, it wasn't a lot of money.
I think we
I don't
can,
think we need to make a motion, but we,
I mean, you guys approved it last time, I just needed an official vote.
I'm fine with, I'll make a motion to, take that and actually move it into the, right account that it should have came out of.
which would be the transfer station fund.
Yeah, expendable. So, I make a motion to approve,
Sandy to move it.
moving it, just making an accounting correction so that the, correct fund was charged the cost and that other fund, the money, basically reverse the entries to post it to the correct accounts.
Yeah, and I'm sorry I didn't bring that total,
It was
but
like
I'll bring it next
It's like
time.
1,300.
So,
It wasn't a
do I
lot.
have a second?
I'll second that.
Okay.
It was under 2 grand.
Second on Rick, he beat, yeah, so, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carries 3-0 to allow you to transfer that in the appropriate account.
Thank you, gentlemen. Charlie would like to unpost the roads on Friday.
Motion to allow the road agent to, do we have to make a motion for that?
Yeah, it's the Selectmen's
Motion to
roads.
allow the road agent to unpost the road as it is his recommendation as of Friday, April
14th.
14th,
Yes, thank you.
Second,
2017.
second.
Okay, any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 3-0.
All right, I was moving forward with selling that old fire truck. Do you guys want me to move forward, or do you want me to hold
I
off?
think we might want to hold off.
I
till we
wanna,
get
let's
delivery on
talk
that one.
fire truck a little bit. I do not want to sell a fire truck until we have the
Till we
truck.
get delivery of the new one, I agree.
Yeah.
Want to hold off? Okay,
I
because
agree.
we started the process anticipating the truck to show up.
I
so-
agree,
Yeah,
100%. I'd
when-
rather wait
when
for the new one.
truck actually shows up,
Yep.
then we'll take that step.
I agree 100%.
Kept the truck this long, we might as well do the.
That way we're not without a truck. I agree 100%.
What else?
Oh, this is for my benefit. So I made a mistake on the warrant this year with the defibrillator payment. In 2014, it said 3 years left. This year, counting back, we should not have a payment. I did not do my due diligence and check how many years we had left, and I wanted to bring that to the board and let you guys know that that was my fault.
What's the, that was like, what, 10?
It was $13,000 in 2
13.
payments.
Did you find, because my understanding is we can, because it wasn't on a warrant article, if we can find that money in the budget, did you find,
Yeah, I worked with the lawyer on this, and I worked with Sandy. We found half of the money in the fire department's tools line. The other half, we're going to take out of the executive office, and then make a correction at the end of the year, so that way it doesn't look like we're milking
yeah,
it.
I think we need
executive
to,
office.
I think we should send a, we should inform the budget committee. There's a meeting next Wednesday, I guess.
Yep.
So, is Sandy going to that meeting?
She'll be there.
When we're going through the thing, we will notify the budget committee at the meeting that occurred and what our remedy is.
Yep. And just so this doesn't happen again, what was lacking was a list of all the payments for each warrant. There wasn't one that existed, right? So we made a chart, how many years are left, how much is owed, how much has been dispersed. So this way, this kind of thing won't happen again. But again, that was 100% my fault. I should have checked back, and I didn't. Just for your information, there's the capital improvement plan. I asked all the directors for the town for what they're going to buy, large expenses, $10,000 and over, for the next 5 years. This is something I feel like the town needs.
Well,
To flat.
I got news for you. This has been going on for years and years and years and years. This is not a joke. I'm not trying to.
No, I know it.
And it does not seem like we can. I don't understand why it can't be done, but it seems like the department heads don't know. I don't want to make a blanket statement, but know exactly what direction they want to go in.
No, yeah, I know it. But this
It
is
needs
a way
be
to
the
kind of.
department heads to actually decide the direction. I don't want it to be forced on them, you know what I mean?
Well,
They're not willing to-
Well, we're asking them what they're going to do.
Yeah, if they're not, yeah, and if they don't come up with anything, then that's their problem, unfortunately.
The way the budget is, sometimes it's like, we have a lot, we have a little, we have.
well, the whole
this
thing
a way
is
to kind of
to
flatten it out.
make it planned so that you don't have.
Yeah,
the big-
peaks and valleys.
Yeah. Okay, what else?
And then there was, I think Rick might want to talk about a saw blade.
About what?
Saw blade,
Well, I don't know.
and that's just.
This was just something I threw out. The guy that's been building our walls in town.
Granite
He
walls?
uses his own equipment.
You talk about the rock walls,
Right.
Dan?
And I know the last time he did a couple walls, we give him a couple $100 to replace the saw blade and some tools that he used building our walls. And I know he did a nice job on the wall up here. and
Yeah, it looks real nice.
He does it for zero amount of pay, and I just thought maybe we'd mention it, and it's up to you guys.
Maybe throw him a donation
Yeah,
to help
you
pay
know,
for
to
his
say
equipment.
thank you, and, help him pay for his saw blade
I'm
or whatever.
okay with that.
I'm fine with
I'm
that.
fine with that, too.
That's up to you guys.
I think
just
he
wanted
did a
to throw
great
it out
job up there. They look nice. I know that's not easy work, so, I mean, if we're not getting charged to do the
So
wall,
which,
a couple $100
We had a
bucks.
nice write-up in the Suncook paper, I don't know.
Couple
if you
Are
$100
you
bucks.
talking about, what wall did he do?
The one up here
the
by
state
the
park.
state
Okay.
park. He does really nice work, and you're right, he doesn't cost anything, and he's always
I mean, I'm just
I'm
throwing
okay
it
with
out there for thought that I think
paying
it'd be
for
nice
for
to
a
say,
blade, you know?
or whatever, he
I'm sure if we
broke
even
some
asked people
chisels
to
and
donate,
hammers and.
if he was able to
diamond
put,
cut blade up.
yeah, you put a donation can there, you'd be surprised how many people would put money in it because
Oh,
it's
yeah.
where it's at.
And he wants to do
Problem
another.
is, somebody else.
I had proposed, I didn't even think about what amount we wanted to do. I know the last time
I mean,
we
I,
did
I,
a couple
I'm-
$100
I'm-
or whatever we
I'm
did.
I'm all for it, I just, need to know.
Set an amount, what we would like to, at least,
Okay.
what we feel is reasonable.
Yeah, I mean, what do you guys think is reasonable?
I don't know what the price of one of those blades are.
I have no idea.
I'd say around $300 for that power saw. Just shooting off the hip. I would say it's in that range.
Yeah, I've done some work
It's a
with
diamond
diamond
tip
blades.
blade,
I've done some work with
carbide.
I mean,
diamond
I'm
tip blades
fine
before.
buying, somebody that volunteered if they, they used their own equipment and, burned out a blade, I'm
He
fine.
pays for his gas, he pays for everything.
Yeah, I'm not, no, I don't, yeah.
My only concern is
And he doesn't ask
diamond
for
blades can
anything.
get a little bit expensive depending on what they are. So we just something we might want to just focus in on, because I've done a little bit of work. Sometimes it's like $80 a tooth. So it depends on how
I
many
know we
teeth,
bought a blade for him.
how many
when he
teeth
did
it is.
the-
Yeah, it depends on what they are.
When he did the lake,
At the beach.
It
yeah,
depends on what
Northwood
they are
Beach.
too. I'm just going by what we used to use for diamond blades, cutting granite. Whether they're the same or not, I have no clue.
So we can leave that open for.
Yeah, we
now.
can definitely discuss it. And
We
and
can
look
get an
into it,
idea
at
what a
least
blade
help them out.
costs, and see if we agree on it.
I'll get some prices and find somewhere where we can take
Did
it
you-
and bring it back to you
Yeah.
guys.
did you finish your report?
I'm done. You guys
Okay,
killed it.
selectmen's reports.
Go for it. You're next.
Yeah, did you have, that you brought up the blade?
Yeah, and like I said, I mentioned a few trees, and that's all I got. These two trees out here, and like I said,
So, my big thing is, cause I wanna get this going early. When we, okay, so we had an estimate to do the work on the, boat ramp. The boat ramp passed. We already put that out to bid,
yep,
and we picked the lowest bid already.
all right,
Yep.
When can we start that work?
it's in process.
Yeah, we started already.
Okay, so
The
just give me an
engineers,
update.
the engineers went down in last week to take a look. We were hoping to get a contract for this meeting. They couldn't get it done. Should be next meeting.
And we can do the work before fall, right?
In the fall, not before fall. We have to wait till after the water's drawn down.
Yeah, they say they can get it done this year. It's probably going to be in the fall.
Okay.
Yeah, I know people want it done faster, but
You gotta do what you gotta do.
We
You
gotta do
what
it.
it's gonna be done.
Because they have to, because they said you can only do it when the lake's down.
Yep.
we
The
can,
lake is already coming back up.
We have parameters we gotta work in. It is what, we can only do so much. At least it's
We
getting
need
done.
time for permitting, and it's gonna take a few months for that, so.
At least it's gonna get done.
yeah, but we are anticipating something.
That's the biggest
Everybody
key.
is on check, and everybody is aware that.
One, they might have to wait until summer,
So
but
could I just get a update on the backhoe? Like,
The backhoe
what
is,
are we gonna, obviously the warrant article didn't pass.
yeah,
We reduced the repair line with the anticipation that it was gonna pass. So,
yeah. Now, the backhoe, it broke down. It had an alternator and a battery need replaced, and it's been replaced. And it's up and running.
when, we needed tires.
that was recommendation though. It wasn't like we have to do it. But I'm not saying we can't.
All right, what about the bucket?
The bucket's rusted through. It's got a hole in it.
So could we replace the bucket?
We can, yeah, we can. I can have Charlie look into it, but
The bucket was like $30-some hundred,
the shape that thing is in and
$3,200, $3,500.
yeah.
the shape that particular piece of equipment is in and the other pieces of equipment, to dump all of our cash into that backhoe would be detrimental. We would go over that budget line.
We're gonna need some work.
More
on
than
the
halfway
dump
through.
truck,
I think we
Yeah,
should
the
just
dump
kind
truck-
of try to get what we absolutely have, and hopefully we can get a few more years out of it before it
Yeah.
completely breaks down.
And that's where this backhoe is,
Not-
get a few more years
The
out
thing
of it.
is not to detriment our highway staff, because they do a lot, but we don't use it for anything
If a
besides
tire
dumping
goes, you can
salt.
get a tire in a day's time.
Very little do we use it
Replace the
around.
tire.
We hire out all our ditching. We just did bids for all our ditching work.
Okay. That's all I had. I just had those couple.
I know the
how we-
truck is
how
gonna
we
need a
would,
possible clutch.
How we,
I
how-
adjusted that clutch.
The six-wheeler recently?
I adjusted it last summer. Unless they're riding that clutch with that foot, they better get the foot
Yeah.
off the clutch.
I heard the clutch is pretty thin.
on recreation, how we doing with lifeguards?
She had, last I checked, she had 4 lifeguards, and they were all going for training.
Okay. That's
Yep.
all I have.
All 4 are returning?
I know we have at least 1 new one and 1, the young girl from last year. The other 2, I don't know what they are.
Yeah.
I was just wondering if you have an update on our employee that's out on short-term disability and where we're headed with that
That'd be
situation.
non-public.
Yeah, I do have an update on that, and yeah, we're going to talk about that later.
Okay. So, seeing the selectmen's reports, I'm gonna open up for a second round of the citizens forum. Yeah.
Now you can give us heck.
Just a couple of real quick comments. Back at the beginning, when you were talking about the ball field contract and you were concerned about not having the contract signed because of the liability issue and all of that, a number of years ago, when I wore a different hat, when I was a licensed insurance agent and broker, that's when we would send out certificates of insurance, in which case the town would be listed as an additional named insured on the contractor's policy. I don't know what the terms are of the contract that you're talking about, but if it's the liability issue that you're primarily concerned about, that should take care of the liability issue, because it'll be under his insurance policy. The tree work and whatever, I know somebody, I forget who, made a comment about $650 a day versus $2,700 a day, and it doesn't necessarily hold that it's going to take the 650 guy 4 days to do the same amount of work that somebody else is going to do for 2,700 a day. Doesn't necessarily
Well,
hold
yeah,
that
I
way.
kinda know that.
But the other thing too, I don't know what your contract or what your bid specs were, but has anybody taken into consideration the value of the wood that's going to be taken down and who's going to take custody of that? Is the tree guy going to get the value of the wood if he's
I
going to
think
haul
the
that away?
understanding was the homeowner was gonna, if the
Has
homeowner
first
wanted
right.
it, has first right to the wood.
But the wood is in the town's right-of-way, so how is that the homeowner's property?
Well, we.
Just as, I'm tossing it out.
Yeah.
Normally, we offer to the person that it abuts their property, but
Okay.
maybe that's not a good thing.
No, if
And if they don't want it, we remove it at that time.
If they want it. Capital improvement plan years ago, when I was on the committee, probably 25 years ago. We got to the point, because we couldn't get the different departments to say, well, in 5 years we're going to need this, in 2 years we're going to need that, and the school is notorious for this. We got to the point and said, okay, this year this is the deadline. If you're not going to tell us what you're going to need in the next 5 years, don't plan on putting anything in the budget or a warrant article for anything big in the next 5 years, because it isn't going to happen, because we'll let everybody know who's voting. You couldn't plan ahead to help? Done. Not going to do it. And that got some responses, for what that's worth. And as far as the town elections and whatever, my understanding on all of that was town meeting could be postponed with no problem, which is voting on all the warrant articles. Being an SB2 town, that part of it we postponed. It just so happens that our elections are done on the same day. So I don't see how our warrant articles would not be automatically ratified, because that part of it is the town meeting part. The elections would be the only thing that might be up for grabs, if you will, if they don't want to ratify that. But again, I don't think anybody lost by any great amount. And as Rick said, that challenge has already gone by. They already had that opportunity. And my final comment is, if you are going to go into non-public, if I might have just a few minutes at the very beginning of your non-public to speak to an issue that came up earlier in the meeting. If you don't feel that because of the time and whatever that you can do that, I get it, but I would ask to be on the next meeting's non-public. Thank you.
Okay.
The guy in the back, he's been there all night.
Go ahead.
Did you have some?
You've been sitting here for a long time.
My name's Jeff Gordon. Actually, I'm from R&D Paving, one of the road contractors that did the bid, so we appreciate the opportunity, by the way. I just wanted to clarify, you mentioned the added shoulder gravel.
Yep,
How the bid was written, the shoulder gravel was in the base bid part of it.
Okay.
Which is when you put the binder down.
yep,
That shoulder gravel was in there.
okay,
And the added area was only tack
Yep.
and top.
okay.
So that's what, just to clarify that was, if you wanted it.
If we
extra-
wanted it.
The extra inch and a half shoulder.
Right,
gravel.
if we wanted it.
Okay, and then, when we did the mandatory pre-bid, the representative from the town, I'm not sure if it was Charlie.
It was Charlie.
Was it Charlie? He did mention, that they were hoping to go with one contractor for.
All of them.
For the whole thing. And then, I just wanted to make sure, last year, I believe we were the low number last year, and it was brought to someone's attention that we were kind of a smaller company that didn't really do large work. But we, just so you know, we are a very capable company. We do about 15 to 20,000, or excuse me, 15 to 20 million dollars worth of business a year. Last year, we put about 250,000 tons down. We're Pike Industries' largest customer in the state. We have our own cat reclaimer. We did include a list of equipment. We get a cat reclaimer, a cat grader, 3 pavers, 11 rollers, 7 tri-axles. So we are a very capable company, just so you guys know that.
Okay.
So I just wanted to let you guys know.
All right,
And
thank you
very much for the opportunity.
Thank you very much for your bids.
Thank you.
Sorry to make you wait.
No problem. Thank you.
Have a good night.
You as well.
Any other public comment? I'm gonna close, public comment. So I believe we have, non-public session under RSA 91A3 to, yeah. We're going on the D.
Why D?
You got
Oh,
A,
yeah,
B,
you
C.
could do D or, no, just A.
A, okay, under A.
Did you,
What is,
I don't know.
what do you wanna ask about?
I want to ask, I want to offer some input into a decision that you're going to make at some point, possibly later tonight, possibly not until the next week, and it's regarding some appointments.
That's not non-public.
Yeah, it is when I mention names.
That's an appointed position, that is not a non-public.
Anything that could adversely affect someone's reputation, whether they're appointed or elected.
No, actually, elected officials,
You're a jerk.
no, but elected officials, elected
Hey, Gary,
officials.
non-public.
Yeah, elected officials.
Oh, we haven't voted non-public.
So I ain't going until you.
I'm sorry, I thought we did that.
Elected officials have to take the brunt of whatever anybody thinks in public session. If you're not an elected official.
I don't think appointed
It
No,
says
appointed
public
is different.
employee.
public, yeah, it's elected. I have no privilege, but I don't think it talks about appointed.
You could use C, reputation. So C, yeah.
I'm looking at 5 minutes, that's all. Just to make a statement, but I would like to make a statement. And while you're deciding, I need to ask you a question.
We just go into non-public one way or the other.
Well, we should wait till we did our vote, but that's okay. All right, can I get a motion to go into non-public?
Motion to go into non-public.
Second?
Okay, now I got a motion, a second, I'm gonna do a roll call. Rick Wolf,
Yes.
TJ.
Yes.
I also vote yes. We are non-public session. Okay, could I get a motion to come out of non-public?
Motion to come out of non-public?
Second?
Okay, well, I'm gonna do a roll call because we're coming out of non-public. Rick Wolf,
Yes.
DJ?
Yes.
I also vote yes, we're out of non-public. Can I get a motion to seal the minutes of the non-public session?
Motion to seal the minutes?
Okay, second. Motion by DJ, second by Rick. All in favor of sealing the minutes, say aye.
Aye.
So seal the minutes for the non-public session. And then, we have, one resignation. Does somebody want to make a motion to accept the
I'll make a
resignation?
motion to accept Marion Needler's resignation with regret,
Effective,
April 7th, 2017.
do I have a second to that?
Second.
Second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Want to thank Marion for her service to the town. Could you send out a letter thanking her and? Okay,
Okay, I'm gonna make another motion real
yeah,
quick.
you
All
want,
right, so now I'm gonna make a motion to remove the intern tag from, what is his name, Noah?
he was a temporary part-time employee.
I understand, but I need his full name, so I can say that.
The old selectman is skinny one,
Noah,
not Webster. With him.
Noah Witham. Removing the part-time temporary position to
Permanent.
permanent temporary transfer station attendant?
Permanent
Permanent
part-time.
part-time transfer station position, removing the temporary tag.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, the motion passes 3-0 to make him,
Obviously pending whether or not he accepts it.
yeah.
Which I don't see why he would.
So, I gotta ask one more question. Is there any more business to come before this board tonight?
None.
I can accept the, motion for adjournment?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Oh, I gotta stop. Based on, I'd like to request that we cancel our end of the month meeting and move it to the first week, May 2nd, if that's okay with the board.
Perfectly
I
fine.
agree.
May 2nd, so we will have no meeting on the 25th. Could you post that, Joe?
Oh, yes, sir.
Okay, and then go back to the motion about adjournment.
I'll second the motion to adjourn.
Second.
Okay, motion by,
Motion to adjourn.
okay, and then seconded by Rick. All in favor, say aye.
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 We are now in adjournment.